Recording.
All right, welcome everyone to a mission that suddenly became numbered. I thought it was just going to be a little midweek hangout, but I guess any part is a part. So, yeah, swoop me off my feet. Not the hyped up swoop mission, but a sort of prelude to it in a way. A taste of the world of swooping, if you will. Yeah, before we start with all of the usual game stuff, I guess we'll introduce characters and players, starting with Tommy.
I'm playing Ragesh Vai. He is a former circus acrobat who now works as a spy for the broker. And he was a member of the Millennia Cell that was taken out. And he's one of the few survivors from that cell. And then he joined the Coronet Cell. And that's Ragesh.
All right, Riz. Who may not be here.
Alright, I'm playing Kivera. He's a 14-year-old Segruta thief. What? Can you not hear me?
No, I guess he was lagging a bit. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay, now I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear us?
Say something.
Weird,
Say
okay.
anything.
Right, so, Kivera, 14-year-old Segruta thief. I can hear you. Can you not hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Transmitting fine.
Okay, and I'm confused then, because I can hear you just fine.
We can hear you.
Shall I keep going?
You're lagging about 5 seconds.
Good. Okay. Weird. He's looking for his older brother taken by bounty hunters.
Perfect. Kyle. Oh wait, I don't know if Kyle's.
Oh,
he
great. Now
speaking?
he's calm. The time.
Oh wait, so I didn't hear you.
Yeah, there you go. It's fine.
I'm playing Phi Mei, the the scholar. Total train of thought there. Go on. She talks like this, eh? You know, when she's having a bit of a piss in or that, eh? Bloody hell, that's all I got today.
All right, good. James.
I'm playing Jokin Ben, ace pilot and rigger. So he's the caretaker of the group ship. He's also the broker. Well, in this cell, the broker's #1 agent who also works with the rebellion, and is a starfighter pilot over there. And he's also gotten very good at shooting recently.
All right, Jack.
I am playing the great and powerful Balkan Oppen, the broker's team chief scientific officer and all-around smartass. He has been actually off the ship a lot of the time, conducting his own experiments with his own research team, and only infrequently joins back up on the Sunflare to catch up with a few small experiments he leaves running in his makeshift lab in the cargo bay. And this just happens to be one of those times.
All right, Dart.
We're playing Duran Boj, and he is a Twi'lek entrepreneur at this point who owns his own ship and has been doing some smuggling runs on the side.
Sounds good. And don't worry about all of the mishaps. I figure the midweek sessions are usually more relaxed anyway. I don't really care. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants here, as usual. So.
We're swooping by the seat of our pants.
Yeah. So before we get everything started, I guess we should do Destiny, and then worry about the different mechanic roles. So.
Whoops, I
Wow.
added Destiny instead of rolling a die.
A
Oh,
lot of
okay
light
then.
side.
Yeah.
Dang, James, you broke the pattern. Or
Unfortunate.
started the wrong one.
We're missing
1, 2, 3, 4,
Kyle.
5, 6, 7, 8.
We really only had one dark side?
Yes.
1,
Wow,
2,
cool.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Jeez,
Yeah,
we're
that
all
was
rolling the double white
Kyle.
too. Kyle.
He could roll his.
Calling Mr. Kyle.
his
I'll
present.
roll.
Why do we have James roll for him?
Oh well. So we'll start the rolls with obligation. 41.
That is
That's-
too high,
Is it?
I believe.
No, it's actually
Just-
Nick's Keys bounty.
We added 5, yeah.
Oh, wait, no. 41 hits Rogesh.
Rogesh is bad.
His bounty for the cortosis.
Ooh.
Okay.
No, what? What did I miss, guys? Sorry.
We were telling you to roll Destiny, but you took too long, so we rolled for you, and James apparently
you.
rolled for you and rolled dark, so thanks a lot, man.
All right. Now for duty, 65 probably goes over. Wait, you guys have a lot of duty now, though.
Yeah, I have to.
Joking class duty.
Oh wow, we have a lot of duty.
It certainly hits duty.
Okay then. Cool.
Whose duty did it hit?
Joking. Duh.
Nice. Oh, of course, Jokin has all of the duty.
65.
It's too much.
All right.
And whose fault is that?
Doesn't look like we have any morality, so no worrying about that emotional stuff.
Did we?
Inquisitorius will be really awkward on this mission. But yeah. And calling it a mission is kind of an overstatement a little bit, but you know, everything's a mission with us.
We
So
certainly
all
make
that-
it quite the challenge, no matter what we're
Yeah.
doing.
Yeah. With all that taken into account, because so we have tripped obligation and duty, so less drain, more health. We can go into what's actually happening. So, as the crew is floating around the outer rim in both the Sunflare and the Silver Lining, it's kind of hard to find good out of the way places to stop that are necessary when you're trying to lay low and keep the heat off your back. Even with the auto stisk, obviously, there's still a lot of people out here that we'd rather not run into often. So, while we're all in a vulnerable state and we need to get repairs and refueling going on the ships, we probably end up finding ourselves on a lot of backwater colony planets, like this one. It's a mining colony called Hatch. It's about like 4 to 5 times the size of Wayrite, so it's not super small, but it's still pretty out of the way. It's been an established operation for a few years, and it's fairly unimpressive, mostly like common minerals you'd find here. Just stuff that is very easily exported, not very sought after by most people. And the group spent a few days here doing whatever they do during their off time on a planet that's very out of the way. There are a few cantinas, and one of the ones is sort of like sponsored by the mining company. It's probably the more popular one. It's like a prefab place that's in the center of town. But then there's also one that's started by like a retired miner. It's near the edge of town. It's a little more obscure and a better place to lie low. And as the agents kind of go about their business, as the ships are kind of in traction from having their engines, taken apart and cleaned and things like that, they suddenly find that the planet is set upon by massive amount of transport ships and things like that coming down, and suddenly droves and droves of tourists start sort of overtaking the landscape. They're all a little disappointed that it's just a mining colony, but it quickly becomes apparent that they're all here for a specific event, a qualifying race for the big gold line race. It's going to be happening later this season. In fact, in a few weeks. And there are a few small teams here who are set to qualify for the big race. So it's kind of a bit overblown with scum and villainy at the moment. Not necessarily a good place to hide anymore, but it'll do for now. So at the moment, everyone finds themselves tucked in the last quiet place in town where they can kind of keep their heads away from the bounty hunters and the ruffians that have come in to look for all the different people who have arrived in town for the Swoop race. And as so I guess I should ask then, what do your characters usually do during their slow time, just hanging out in the cantina?
Just hang out in the cantina, see if there are any interesting looking people, and being close by, and listening surreptitiously.
Sabak.
Sabak, yeah, at the moment, it's really mostly just you guys in the small one. The owner is kind of taking a liking to you because you were here before the big rush, and he kind of likes that you guys have stuck around and aren't just here for the big race or anything like that. He kind of trusts you a little bit more. And there are a few like small games. Obviously, a lot of different gambling sort of setups in the little cantina. But there's also a HoloNet connection. You can see that there's a lot of coverage for the race happening at the moment. And as you guys are all sort of lounging, the doors at the front burst open, and a very haggard and panicked-looking man kind of scrambles in, hits the ground on his knees, heads toward the bar like he's trying to get away from someone, and then before he can get out of sight, the doors blast open again, and a pair of large Clatuinians stalk in after him, and immediately move to try to get him under control. And he calls out for help.
Oi, what's the ruckus over there, eh?
I didn't do anything wrong. Help me, for God's sake.
Those Clatuinians seem to think differently.
Yeah, I mean,
The people trying to wrangle him say anything to contest his point, though.
no, they're pretty quiet. They just come up to him. I mean, they're still going after him, trying to get their hands around him.
Any official uniforms? Are these some like hut thugs or something?
They're unmarked. They look like guards from one of the local, like, smaller establishments.
What sort of weaponry are we looking at on them?
Nothing too serious. Mostly like, just like clubs and maybe a pistol on each belt.
Jokin would like to look
That
at
looks
what the
unfortunate.
bartender's reaction is.
What did you say, James? You faded out on me there.
Oh, I was saying Jokin would probably look to see what the bartender's reaction was.
He looks pretty exasperated. Like he doesn't really want anything to do with this. He likes business well enough, but he also does not like the ruckus that comes with this bigger crowd coming into town. The guy keeps scrambling forward, and he yells out again, "I'll pay you. Just please help me."
Oh, it looks like you're being wrangled for non-payment almost, eh?
He keeps trying to run toward the center of the room, but one of the Clatuinians gets his arm around him, and basically they start wrestling him to the ground.
Jokin will ask the bartender what if he knows this guy. Like, does this happen here, or just or is this just plain annoying, or is this like a repeating kind of event?
It's not really a common occurrence. I don't really know the guy, but the guards look like they're from the brothel down the street, so I don't know, maybe he did something bad.
Oh, hey, just a random aside, but what species is he? Like, what if he's Pantoran? And since I'm in my Pantoran disguise, I would feel kind of obligated to keep the cover and say something.
He very well could be Pantoran, if you wanted to be, sure.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I'm just like, hey, what's going on over there? And so I step on over, and what has this guy done? And obviously the Clatuinians can see that I'm the same species as this guy.
He's been doing a lot of sneaking around. Sweet Mama doesn't want him near the house anymore.
Then why did you chase him all the way here, away from the house?
I guess the question is, why are you still bloody well chasing him, you wankers?
That's what didn't I just say that?
Because you gotta learn a lesson.
Hey, we're all just trying to have fun here, have some drinks, have a good time. I mean, come on, you're totally bringing down the atmosphere here.
Look, we're happy to take this outside. We're not trying to ruin anyone's atmosphere. We're just doing what Mama tells us. Okay? I keep kind of strong arming him. One of them like folds his arms behind his back and tries to keep him pinned down.
Well, I heard the word brothel, so if you excuse me.
Meanwhile, on one of I guess holovid screens up above the bar, you actually see this guy flash up onto the screen in one of the interviews about the race.
Oh, interesting.
And it lists him as Gobek Finesse. He's a manager for one of the racers that is going to be competing in this qualifying race.
Oh, well, then I have something to say. Oi, wait a minute. Oh, this guy looks familiar. Are you trying to strong-arm the competition? I placed money on this man's man here. Not even be, you little wankers.
Good one.
All right. Do you guys want to try any kind of social checks with that then? I mean, I assume that's what you're going for.
coercing them right
Yeah,
now.
sure.
I need to...
3 setback because they're giant dog men.
Take a boost from Rogesh. I'm gonna step up, and I definitely look like I'm ready for a fight.
Yeah, for having the Pantoran there, I'll definitely give you an extra boost even. For their discipline, it'll be 1 red, 2 purple.
Oh, I'm giving 2 boosts. You said?
Yeah, because you did the Pantoran thing, and he's
Nice.
a Pantoran too. And they're kind of there's a little more connection there.
Let's get it flowing. You said 2 red, 1 purple?
1 red, 2 purple.
1 red, 2 purple. Okay, I'm trying to arbitrarily increase difficulty. Okay, so... and 2 boosts, right? No setback, anything?
No.
Alright, I get to remove 1 setback, so I have to ask.
Oof.
There we go.
Okay.
Not bad. Not of failures, but just enough. Just enough success.
They're apparently quite coerced by your 90-pound soaking wet body.
Hey,
Yeah.
it's the teacher in her.
Don't put us in the corner.
You get the feeling that they also kind of have a little understanding with the bartender, and they look up and they're like, all right, fine. But if he comes back around, it ain't going to be pretty. We won't have to chase him out here. The 2 get up and they go out the door, unless anyone stops them.
No, I'll let him
Bye.
go. I'll pick the guy up and say, "Oh, how's it going now? You're getting your bloody roughed up, eh? You know, if you just pay, they don't normally rough you up."
Payment wasn't really part of the deal here. I was trying to get my client back, but that was apparently offensive to them, entering their establishment like that, and they thought I was hanging around a little too much, I guess.
Well, didn't you just tell them what you were there for?
Yeah. And I don't think that helped.
We should do a discipline check on this guy.
Yeah, sure. Let me see. Against his potential deception, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
So it'll be 3 red.
He's got good discipline. 'Cause it's not me.
Nope. I'm just still at the bar, fumbling through a data pad.
I got 1 yellow,
This
2
game
green. That's about it.
Yeah, 2
Boach
yellow.
has 2 yellow, 1 green.
Sounds
There you
like
go.
that's the best.
We have a winner. If only Saber was here.
All right.
I'm more interested in what he meant
Where's
by
Steve,
client when it comes to a brothel.
Oh, he's talking about his Swoop guy. He's the manager, remember?
Oh, I thought he was the Swoop guy.
No, he's the manager.
Ah.
Am I rolling the discipline versus deception or vice versa?
Yeah, you roll it.
What was it against? I didn't hear.
3 red.
Oh, goody. Alrighty.
All
Do you
right.
have any other school?
Nope.
Okay.
You can't tell. I mean, he does seem genuinely panicked at the moment, but it seems like he's telling the truth. That he.
Well, I'm going to say, listen, we just helped you from getting beaten black and bluer, so should make it worth our time.
That's funny. Well, yeah, like I said, I'm willing to pay because I do need some help here. Beyond what you guys just did for me. I mean, I heard you guys were in town already, so you're already more trustworthy than all the other guys I've met so far.
Oh, I do love the places where we're trustworthy just because we were here first.
Wait, you heard we were in town?
Well, I saw. I mean, I hear a lot of things, but that's not the point. The point is, I got an opportunity for you guys to make some money if you want to help me out.
Well, since Boge, I bet, wants to go into the brothel anyway, he could probably at least look for your client.
Actually, you know what? I was like, if you need a pilot, wake up, I'm much better than right here. And I'll tap Jokin on the back. No, here's a pilot right here.
Well, as tempting as that is, I kind of have a brand sort of thing working up. You heard of my guy, Slick Ranguzzi? He's a new Duros, up and coming from Corellia. I got a team of veterans working with him.
A Duros that been coming from Corellia? Wow, I'm
Right.
surprised he hasn't been assassinated.
I mean, what?
Can I do a check of some sort to? I would say, could I do like a piloting planetary check to, just because if he's a big time racer, I may have heard of him, and I don't really know what other skill would correlate to that.
That'd be more like knowledge, maybe even Underworld or Outer Rim.
Sure. What would the difficulty be?
I'll just say average. He's newish, but he's kind of well known at the moment.
Oh, never mind. I forgot that Jokin's pretty smart too.
Yeah. You've heard a little bit about this guy. He's, like you said, he's pretty new on the scene. He's won like one major race before this. Like you said, his name is Slick Rangusi. Slick Rangusi. There you go. He's a Duros. He's relatively young, but the crew that he's been set up with, like his mechanics and his managers and everything like that, are all like Swoop veterans. So they're trying to like build up a thing around him at the moment.
That hints that an entirely new brand could be built up right now. So,
Well, it's a little difficult when we already have so much going. Besides,
we can
whether or
always
not,
just send Bosun undercover, right?
I mean, well, that's what I tried, but see what happened.
well, something tells me our friend might be a bit more convincing because he will probably partake.
I think distracted would be the right word, but sure.
Well, we'll see about that. So you guys willing to help me? Is that what you're saying?
Jokin had his check. I don't know if you want to resolve that.
Oh, I did. He was
Oh, did
talking
That
about.
was the information about Slick.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry.
So maybe, I'm going to say, well, tell you what, for helping you out, why don't we make this interesting? Why don't you see if you can get us a qualifying slot too for this race? And I mean, if you really think that Slick Rangusi is all that, then we're not going to be that much competition. But hey, it could be fun.
That'll be a pretty tall deal here. I don't know.
Well, I guess how much do you want your racer back?
Pretty bad. I got a lot riding on him, and it doesn't look like he's going to be going anywhere unless I do something about it.
Then it looks like you have your price.
All right. If that's what you want, fine. I'll see what I can do about that. I know a lot of the race coordinators. I can probably get you a slot. But the
Do
race
we
is
have a
tomorrow,
bike?
so well, that's your problem. You just want
Wasn't asking you. That was
Doesn't that Celestin that keeps running around have one on your ship?
I assume he's been missing for days.
No, it's been around.
He's
Because
tinkering on the
the
bike.
swoop race, like because of all the commotion with the swoop race, he has gone off and sort of like joined that crowd for a while, looking at bikes and sharing his own stuff.
I figure he's
Jokin's
on a spirit
the-
quest.
What was that?
I said I assume Nog's on a spirit quest right now.
Not really.
Well, if nothing else, we could just rent a bike, right?
I mean, if you really want, but you're not going to last at all against the custom jobs.
Yes, and I doubt I'd be able to do any work on something we would have to give back.
If you guys
well,
want me
we
to go,
rented speeders in the past and not haven't given them back.
Well, then we didn't really rent them, we just stole them.
we paid.
I mean, for this, if you guys
We
want to
paid a
do,
rental price.
if you guys want to do a negotiation check, you can. I mean, if that's what you're going for here, with trying to argue for more stuff.
Like not only a slot, but if he has a spare bike in the back or something.
Sure. I mean, depending on what happens, so we want to try.
I think that's a great idea.
But it was just pretty good at negotiating.
Yeah. His negotiation will be 4 red, but I will flip 4 red, 1 purple.
All right. Bo's just still moderately disinterested in all this, but he'll do it if he's getting. Well, he'll do it if someone's trying to make a deal, just because he likes winning. Let's flip back. All right. Should I try double or nothing or no?
I mean, why not? Go for it.
I'd say
Because double despairs with 4 reds being rolled.
Well, that's Use it
Fuck it,
to
let's do it.
use it to make things interesting.
Here we go.
usually it comes off the gambler tree, which means you sometimes have to gamble.
There you go.
Okay, so that's 6 successes and a total of 2 threats.
All right, fine. I'll try to get you a slot, and I'll give you Slick's backup bike. Or not really a bike, his backup swoop.
Jokin gives a nice slow nod and looks focused. There's a mission now.
Ragesh is just gonna say as an aside, I've heard these things can be really dangerous.
Oh, wait, is it just okay? Yeah, I don't know if you're saying that out loud.
Oh no, he's just saying that just enough so that Jokin can hear, because Jokin's probably wondering like, oh, I wonder why Ragesh is speaking up for me, and then it's like, haha.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yeah, Ragesh
If
is
he
just messing
crashes,
with
then I
Jokin.
can take the sun flare.
All right. So if it sounds good to you, it sounds good to me. A lot of this is more important to me than a few connections.
For someone who reads a lot of our mission reports, I guess, you seem to have not read up on that Traxxas one.
Wait, what do you mean?
Oh, nothing. Just thumbing through the datapad, mumbling aloud. Doo 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 doo.
Alright, let's go find your Italian dish.
Yeah, well, I should probably let you know what the deal is first. So, we arrived in town a few days ago. And my buddy Slick, he obviously got a little bored. He does a lot of practicing in the simulators, so we decided to head to the local establishment for pleasure of certain types. And he sort of hasn't left in like 2 days.
So he's probably being kept there so he can't race.
Props on his stamina.
I thought that might be the case, and it might still be, but I'm not sure. The place doesn't have any real gang affiliation. But you're welcome to do anything you can to get him out. When I went looking, they just kicked my ass straight out.
Tell us more about Mama.
Oh,
The
you
Madam
asking
of the
about her?
Brothel.
Yeah, she's a pretty ornery hut. She's not very nice. I heard she used to be involved with the race coordinator here, but I don't know. She didn't really have a stake at the moment. I didn't think she'd be down to whisk Slick off his feet like that. But I guess things change.
Should I go back in and do what we did on Nalhunta and identify sundry sexual diseases?
Why is that your
That'll get
first
everyone
move
out of the
on every
brothel
planet?
fast. Diseases work.
Depends on what you're trying to make happen.
If we want to get him out of the brothel, telling him that Twi'lek he's rubbing up against is infected with something vicious will get him out really quick.
Well, your
We
methods
can
are up
always
to
put
you.
it down.
The place isn't a race sponsor, so I don't really care what happens to it. So
Oh, good. Let's just
get him out of
burn
there.
it down then.
and I'm fine.
I'll get everyone out fast.
Alright, well, let's head over there.
All right. So go back. Is content to just sit in the cantina for a while and lie low while you guys do your thing. You guys do know that the race is tomorrow morning, or tomorrow like mid-afternoon-ish. So the time is a little limited as far as what you're doing, but at least you know exactly where he is and who has him. So who knows? The place he's talking about is called the Nova Bloom Hotel. It's probably the biggest establishment in the whole colony itself. It obviously generally caters to the miners, and now it's enjoying a lot of success because of the tourism. And the madam of the place, known as Sweet Mama, also known as Sweeta, is her actual hut name. She's known as kind of a ruthless business person, and does not like to be messed with. Yes, mine is with an E. Oh God. Anyway.
I was just really confused for a minute. I'm like, oh, this planet, wow.
Yeah,
There are no laws.
Not that.
Oh.
They
Not
even
that
have
well.
miners on staff.
Oh God. But yeah, that's pretty much the surface information. You guys have probably steered clear of it until now, and maybe one or two of you have gone inside. Who knows? But yeah, it's pretty close to the canteen you guys are at, and yeah, guards up front kind of regard you in a neutral fashion. They don't care about what you carry in so much as it kind of has the unspoken rule of most cantinas where if you use it inside, your ass is crass. And obviously, if you partake in any of the services, you cannot take your shit with you into one of the rooms. So yeah. You head inside, and it's very nicely decorated, sort of colored in this maroon, sort of deep red fashion with nice pillars along the walls and things. There's a good amount of people sort of milling about inside. Obviously, the Swoop crowd and things like that. The staff appears mainly Zeltrons and a few Felines, actually. Pretty sort of common, like Temptress kind of races, which is, I guess, not out of the question. There are a few Twi'leks, obviously, things like that, normal fare. And because it's a nice night, and the night before a big race, there's a lot of festivities, drinks flying around, people huddled in the booths, and some dancing going on some of the tables. And out ahead on the stage, center stage, as you guys all enter, is a hut who's not quite as corpulent as other ones, still obviously pretty thick and sluggish, but a little more slender and wearing a lot of jewelry and things like that. And sitting at the hut's sort of front area, right in front of her, sort of cuddled up next to her almost, is a Duros. He's very thin and dressed in a typically sort of cool outfit, nice leather jacket, stuff like that.
Oh God, does he have a thing for huts?
So would Jokin recognize him?
Yeah. And you guys have seen him on TV. Not TV, on it one or two times. That is definitely slick.
Okay.
Well, you guys deal with that. I'm gonna go gather some information from this Twi'lek over here.
Now the next part of this mission is going to get Boj out of here.
Yeah, so when you guys come in, Hut raises her hands and yells to everyone, "Thank you all for coming. Tonight will be a very nice night, I'm sure. Remember to tip your waitresses and be nice. And now, hit the music and let's have a nice night, everyone." And she sort of hops up and slithers back in this, like the stage doors close, and she kind of disappears with Slick behind the little curtains area. And some music starts playing in the background. Yeah, so
I'm not sure I want to go back there.
I don't think any of us want to go back there.
yeah, so
I mean, I guess we could knock on the curtain.
Well, wait, isn't the Duros still out here, or did he go back with her?
Yeah. He went with her.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I suddenly feel like we shouldn't even bother.
I feel like I shouldn't even be here.
Yeah, I'm certainly not going
your
to
eyes,
find that
zoom
curtain,
out.
'cause-
Caters to minors, remember?
He's not wearing metal bikini. Like I said, he's wearing like a pretty tricked out sort of race shoes uniform, nice leather boots and jacket and things like that. You guys can
so
make
he's into that.
maybe not. Who knows? But yeah. Be a hard perception from anyone. Everyone can make it actually.
Perception, you said?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna flip for that. Oops, I did the wrong way.
Ooh, wow. Okay. So Jokin's a little distracted, I guess.
Oh, what was the roll? Well, actually, I don't know. Should I roll? I missed part of the thing. there.
Hard
Where I was
perception.
talking. Hard perception. All right. I should really just memorize this. It's almost never that. Get rid of those and roll yo yo yo.
All right, so it's pretty obvious to most of you that a lot of the patrons here are a little loopy looking, and obviously a lot of the races that you see in employment are obviously, like I said, Zeltron and a few Falleen, and you know that they're races that are commonly they use pheromones to, incite certain emotions and reactions in people. The place is a pretty elaborate, sort of well-established system. It wasn't a prefab; it was all very nicely made, actually. And there's some nice, ventilation systems running up along the ceilings that are tucked nicely into the decorations and things like that. But yeah, it looks like the madam does have a sort of room in the back, like an audience room or something like that. Currently not directly accessible from here, but there's like a guard out in front of the actual door, which is around the side.
I mean, unless anyone stops him, Bosch probably would try and go get someone's attention.
Oh no, by all means.
We can't all gather information your way.
Through osmosis, I know. I'm studying to expand that talent.
Right. So what kind of person are you trying to get the attention of?
Preferably a Twi'lek.
Okay, so not one of the guards or anything.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to find someone. I mean, they're all obviously easily willing to talk, so you can basically have his pick, even without having to roll anything. So
Let's go with that. Whatever. It would be relatively easily accessible, I guess.
all right, yeah, you find someone kind of lounging on one of the nearby couches. Kind of just look like she's been waiting for you all day, but not really.
I'll just sit down by her. So how's your night going?
Oh, just fine. I like the big crowd. Lots of new people.
Yeah, those swoop races bring in all sorts, don't they?
Oh yeah, it's nice to see some people who aren't the miners.
So how'd that Duros kid get lucky enough to get the matron's favor?
I don't know if it was him getting lucky. I feel like she kind of just took a liking to him. She's sort of taken him under her wing. He hasn't wanted to leave since.
Isn't he supposed to race tomorrow?
I guess so, but he hasn't really wanted to leave. I heard that he wants to retire now.
So much for a brand.
Well, that's interesting. Do you know what it takes to get back there and talk to the madam of the parlor?
Really depends. If you can get her attention, it's pretty easy, like Slick did. But I mean, obviously, you have to be as famous as him. And I don't know. You probably try talking to the guards if you have something to offer. She's usually there for business meetings and things like that. She hasn't really ever been as openly affectionate with anyone as you guys with Slick for a long time.
Good to know. Out of character, I think that's all he would have, unless anyone has suggestions.
You could try introducing Jokin as Slick's replacement.
To this
Didn't we
chick,
already
or
just
to-
do that?
What was that, Jack?
I thought we already did that. He didn't take.
Well, are you meaning as a deception?
Yeah, as a lie.
We might want Ragesh to do that to the guard or something then. I don't know.
If all else fails, you could probably just throw enough credits around that you get the Hut's attention.
Or shoot
Alright.
people.
Well, that'll get her attention in a way I think that'll have us end up like the manager.
Anyway, Buzz will probably just keep idly chatting with her and let the others do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, you guys can try anything you want. The place is pretty opened up. Like, there are a lot of halls branching off. There's a sort of upper floor balcony that goes around the top of the room, and there's more doors up there and everything like that. It is definitely laid out like a hotel with a nice foyer area, which you guys are in now.
Do we make it hail on them girls?
If you want, you can do anything you want.
Set a fire.
Oh god, it's just like Vulcan could not care less about this part of the assignment, so it's just do something. Can we just get the Duro and get out already? I have well understood the mating rituals of all these species, and I do not wish to actually see them in practice.
I'm trying to think of a way that we can get an audience with Sweet Mama. That
You know, we can always cause a big uproar and then be the ones to stomp it out. We just need to, incite some trouble.
Stage a fight and then finish it.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, she might not like us getting in the way of the bouncers, but something like that could ingratiate us to her. Or we can just do like a favor, or Bosch can go up there and be his charming self and be like,
So you know what?
"Hey,
Let's just
No
have.
favors for huts.
Bo's just gonna stand up and go over to the guard.
well, guys. I mean, she is a hut. We do have an Ardos disc. We might be able to, use that to get some weight.
Yeah, but that might be the wrong kind of weight we want depending on her clan.
Maybe that should be something we should try and research.
Yes, I like that.
Though then again, if it was from Basidi, that would certainly make a lot more sense, but it's from a much smaller...
Which might actually be better though, because remember, a lot of these, there's so much tension between Basadi and Disilogic that it's actually better probably to have an Ardos disc of a minor clan.
Yeah, but no one likes.
Yeah, but that
Gorilla.
also risks the interpretation of her not being of that clan, so she looks at it and goes, well, why the fuck do I care? That means I just can't kill you.
Well, yeah, so that's why let's do a knowledge check.
sounds like something
Like you
Vulcan would be
suggested.
fashionable at."
Well, I did bring it up, and it's something to look at other than all these sweaty parts.
Knowledge check of what sort and for what goal? Or to what end?
Probably Underworld to find out which Dijik that Sweet Mom belongs to, if any.
Oh yeah. We'll just call that hard.
Oh,
Nice.
That keeps happening. A buttload of advantage, but not enough success, or just one. It's kind of scary.
From what Balkan sees and from what he knows of this area, he does know that she is part of the Disilogic, but is not really as closely tied to them as you might think. She's definitely gone off and become a little more independent, but is definitely still somewhat tied to the Disilogic, even if just a little bit.
So she's from a much larger Dijik than ours, than the one we have support of.
well, but think of it this way though, especially since we have those advantages. Ben, would that mean that, because one of the big things with Vermilic is that they're enterprising entrepreneurs, and for someone who struck off on her own, that actually might be a good thing. Can we tell from that advantage if that's the case?
Yeah, sure. You
Well,
can
then
tell
by all
that
means, and
she does have a lot of respect, even beyond clans, for anyone who is willing to go out and start something for themselves, and does have a lot of respect for Vermilic because of that. If that's what you're going for.
Rogesh, by all means, use the Ardos desk. But the less I speak with her,
Well,
the
yeah.
better.
I'm just trying to think of how to actually approach her, like what our angle should be though, because
We have interest in this Duros racer hanging around your brothel leaving, and if you were to perhaps encourage him to leave...
I
it
guess
would
what
be
I'm saying
quite-
though is that, remember, she's a hut. I don't know if being so direct is the best way. Maybe we should try to think of some other angle that we can work on that still
Nah.
gets the same.
We
So-
go up, we're just friendly. We're asking friendly questions. So you got this Doros. What do you do to earn your high favor? You don't have to ask that first,
Yeah, well,
Because
say,
I
hey,
don't want to pull out the artist disc until a little bit later, just in case, like maybe if things aren't going so well. But I'm trying to think, how do we even just get an audience with her though? Just go up to the guards like, hey, I want to speak to Sweet Mama.
Yeah, as far as you can tell, that's probably a good way. I mean, like the Twiactyl Bow, she usually does take like business meetings, things like that in there. Because she is kind of
This
in a
is a
far-off
hot
place. She
running
is
a
very
brothel
receptive to,
in the back end of nowhere. I don't
Yeah.
think she's that hard to talk to.
She's pretty
I mean, oh,
receptive to
I-
offers and things.
Are you afraid because she's a big, strong, independent woman who don't need no man?
No, she needs men, lots of them, by the looks of it. All of
We
them.
don't go and talk to her.
naked.
You know, connect woman to woman. Woman to slug thing. You know. Who's with me?
Go rally the proletariat.
Oh, I was joking. Gosh.
Whatever you guys want to do.
I'm thinking of, okay, so possible angles, maybe Ragesh is like, hey, we're actually some enterprising entrepreneurs ourselves, and we're looking to open a brothel of our own on a far, far away colony, but we could use some tips. So maybe start off the
Like
conversation.
how to hook us a Duros like that one.
I look like it's strong-armed into becoming a, what's the word, a franchise position of her or
Oh
something.
god, are we gonna become pimps?
All right, I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, if that's the angle you want to try, absolutely, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, let's do that. And then just try to see if we can figure out what her interest in the Duros actually is. But I don't want to approach that so directly with her. So, yeah, I'm going to march up to the guard and say, oh, yeah, I want to start one in like a colony of Pantora or something. But yeah,
Alright.
I asked the guard, hey, I want to speak to Sweet Mama. I've got a business proposition for her.
Business proposition. What kind?
Well, I'm looking to open up a brothel of my own. Don't worry, in a far, far, far away colony. I could use some insight from her, business acumen, and I would be willing to pay her for that information.
Oh yeah? Alright, I'll ask her. He turns back and he kind of keys his comlink. After a moment he looks at you. Yeah, it's alright. She's not busy right now. You go ahead. He opens the door. And inside is pretty similar to this room, a little smaller. You've got the sort of standard hut sort of, not bed, but I guess it is kind of like a bed basically. And she's just kind of lounging on it with a little desk that kind of like folds out in front of it. She's sort of tapping through a data pad on it while Slick kind of like sits on her side almost. And he's just sort of lounging there, looking very sort of stupefied.
Oh gosh. Can I have like one of my business managers, aka Balkan? So you should be in here with me. See if you can tell if he's also, knocked up by those pheromones from the Zeltrons, aka and Phalines.
Yeah, hold on, I just gotta tell Key not to use his scanner goggles on the couch he's sitting on. Key, don't do that. Believe me, you're not gonna like what you see. Anyway, what's this about those Duros and pheromones?
Oh, Ragesh is just kind of motioning for you to come with him so that.
How many of you are heading in there?
Either. Just don't touch anything but the floor with your feet.
How many of you are?
Yeah. I'll go. I'll be your financier.
So is it just Balkan and Ragesh?
Yeah, what is Fi doing?
Well, you might want to have Jokin in there too, because maybe the reason you kind of segue to the Rhodian is because Jokin recognizes him. Well, I mean,
He'll be one of our
Again.
male models.
Oh, Duros?
Yeah, Duros.
Yeah, or you get at an angle like, you've got kind of played dumb about we know who he is, but we don't know why he's here. Like, you're not a like a spokesperson or I don't know. Why you've got him? Like we've got a racer in our group too. Like how does that work out for you or something? So Joking could go.
Okay. Yeah, so we're just a whole business group.
All right, so everyone but Key and Bosch.
Yep, that's what it sounds like.
Where did Bose go?
He's
Don't worry
trying
about
to
it.
knock up some Twi'lek.
Yeah, he's off having a safari. All right then. Yeah. So Key and Phi can do whatever they feel like doing, I guess, out there. Key is obviously a little out of place, but no one's
Probably
questioning
going
him
like,
at the
"Oh,
moment.
aren't you so cute?" Pinching his cheeks
Yeah.
as they walk by.
Nothing lewd happens out in that room. But
Oh, yeah,
he's going to be
right.
barred from going anywhere else. if they notice him going anywhere else. But yeah, anyway. So you are greeted by the madam. She lowers her very large glasses. I hear you have some sort of request of me.
Sorry, it took me a second reading what Kyle wrote. Yes.
Oh, I get it now.
Oh God.
I was wondering what rubber herpes was.
Ugh, I feel so dirty.
Yes, we're thinking of opening a brothel of our own in a far, far away colony, but we've heard some great things about your establishment here and thought that you might have some pointers for us. And then I kind of look over the Duras and I'm like, wait a minute, is that Slick Rangusi? And I'm kind of feigning surprise at seeing him.
Oh yes, it is. He's my new friend. He's gonna stay with me for a while, I think. He likes it here.
Surely he's going to be a part of the race tomorrow, though, isn't he?
Well, not anymore. He's told me he wants to retire now.
Oh, well, okay. How about that?
Indeed.
So I'm
Has
thinking,
he-
like, joking, would you be like, whoa, Slick, I'm your biggest fan towards Slick? And start
I
trying
don't
to
know
talk
if
to
big
him.
fan, but I'd go with like the someone he looks up to in the profession or something. Playing it cool like that.
All right. Hey man, always nice to see a fan.
But if you're not racing tomorrow, I need to make up another racer. Do you have other racers kind of in mind for this that I could? I'm gonna say if he's not there, someone else might win or will win.
I don't have anyone in mind, per se, but.
Oh well, if you're not racing tomorrow, then Toga might win, and he hasn't won a race in forever.
Yeah, it's fine. He deserves it if he can win. I'm fine where I am. I'm pretty happy here.
What's your team gonna do?
No, I don't know. Probably find someone new.
Yeah, maybe.
So actually, while he's talking to the Duras, I'm just asking Sweet Mama random questions about just brothel stuff.
Yeah, she definitely seems to know her
What you
shit.
need to do is keep your workers coked up the whole time. That's the great way that they won't complain. Sorry, just
She's,
talking for Sweet Mama there.
Yeah, you get the impression that she's very sort of eccentric, a little weird, obviously, but she definitely knows a lot of business stuff, and seems, if not well connected, at least very good at planning things out, things like that.
All right, so some meta here, but I'm actually wondering if we should just, because this is kind of, if we should just change tactics and just get real serious real quick and just be like, look, we know what you're doing, blah, 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 but I don't know if that's the right way to go.
It may be worth to just try and flip it. this guy obviously wants to retire, but his manager wants to start a brand. We go back, say, hey, the guy who wants to get back, he wants to retire. Fuck him. Let's start a new brand.
If you want to do that medical check from earlier for Vulcan, yeah, you can do that. It'll just be average. It's pretty obvious what's happening, almost. At least is that someone in the medical
Yeah, I mean,
session?
he's being coerced,
Or a
so
scientist.
or all this is happening
Yeah,
against his
Vulcan
will.
can easily tell that he's under the influence of something.
Ah, damn. Would have been nice to have Joking have his own brand.
But whatever he's under the influence of, it's more than just pheromones.
Oh, can I tell what exactly he's under the influence of?
You can tell that the...
Oh, hold on. I'm sorry. I think the volume on my headset just rolled down.
Oh,
You're good.
Oh, no, okay, tell me that again. I didn't hear any of it.
sorry. It's okay. You can tell that the, sort of the effect of whatever he's under the influence of is to basically just make him compliant, and that's it. Sort of turn him into almost, just a zombie almost.
Oh, okay. Oh, this would be fun. Balkan's gonna take a look at the Duros, maybe look him straight in the eye for a minute or two, and then look back at Sweet Mama, say, so, for our brothel, do you recommend we also keep a supply of... I'm gonna make up a mind control drug. Oplin root?
Oplin root.
Open
Oh,
route.
Oplin. Oplin.
that's preposterous. You don't need things like that, as long as your workers are charming enough.
Well, it appears that you've got one worker very complacent right here.
Gotta
Actually,
work.
I'm gonna do this, but let me know if this is okay with you guys out of character. I think at this point, Ragesh is just gonna say, "Look, we know what you're doing, and it's pretty obvious." And that's when he slips over the Ardos disc and says, "We know you've got some sort of deal going. Maybe we can get a cut in as well. What do you guys think?"
I think we have a great opportunity to fight from a higher position, and then should things maybe turn ugly and she summons guards, we pull out the disc. Like, maybe we don't even show her the disc unless she tries to go for violence.
Okay.
And then it's like, haha, fuck you, we're protected.
Sure. I guess
Then we walk
what
out
I'm
with
saying
middle
less about the
fingers.
artist disc and more about, do we want to just kind of move things along in that we know what's going on, but I'm just trying to think I'm kind of thinking out loud, like what Ragesh would do in the situation in terms of,
Well, we've certainly found her out. I think we can move on to the fact that we know she's keeping him here without his actual express consent.
Right.
And that's not okay, especially since he's... Actually, and we know that the brothel isn't sponsoring any racers, so she has something personal with the Duros, and instead of actually any stake in the race, she's trying to help out.
or
But,
with the race manager that she used to be with.
Ah, true. So maybe we should make our position clear. We're here from the race manager to get him back. What you're doing, not okay.
No. I think it was the race organizer, not his
Yeah.
manager, but is that correct?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. The one that you heard she was with was essentially the event coordinator for the whole race.
Okay.
So wait, who sent us? To be ultimately clear.
The Duros' manager sent us, but he suspects foul play because she used to be with the event coordinator.
Okay, so we can call her on fucking with the race.
Yes.
There we go. I say we sit on that angle then. Because it looks like the planet maybe lives and dies off this tourism.
Yeah, so if you guys are cool with it, then yeah, I'll just say that.
Go for it.
Okay. So, Sweet Mama, look, it's pretty obvious what's going on here. And we know that you used to be with the event coordinator. Maybe you have a little bit of a stake in this race that's coming up. But you seem like the type that likes making deals, so maybe we can make a deal.
Oh, what sort of deal? And at this point, she is when you mention like the coordinator and all that, and the allegations of her, her treachery and things like that. The, the two guards, there are two guards in the room, just like on the sides, and they both kind of shift and look at you, then look at her, and then look at you again. But they don't make any moves.
Right.
But they stay there. And the door behind you that you came through is closed, and at this
Right.
point, probably locked. So what sort of deal were you talking about?
Well, I think that information about your involvement in stacking the race would be worth something. And, maybe we could get a little bit of the cut that you're getting from the event coordinator.
Oh, I just got disconnected.
Oh, so I was saying, Ragesh will just say, look, I'm sure that the information about your involvement with the race might be worth something. And maybe we could get a little bit of a cut in what you're getting from the event coordinator to make this happen. And
You think
maybe if, let's see, and then to make things more worth her while, I think Ragesh would then also say, you know, and maybe we could still work something out to make sure that the racer that you want to win still wins. I'm totally lying here, but yeah.
Oh, you're silly. I don't have a stake in the race. I don't have any money in it either.
Oh, discipline check. Even though I suck at that, and she's probably going to crush me with it, but yeah.
Okay, you can try it. It'll be against 3 reds, 1 purple.
And maybe I get a boost from bulk and successful medical check.
Yeah, sure.
No, it's like, well, obviously you have some stake because you just fucking drugged a racer. So.
Oh man, I think I do. Oh, let's see. Let me double check my sheet here. I could use clever solution, so I could use my cunning for this roll. Which would really suck if she's actually not mine. But you know what? Why not? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to use clever solution, and at least then we'll know for sure. So
even finding that someone's not lying can be just as important.
yeah, exactly. So okay, I'm boosting that up, and flip a destiny, right? Did I flip? Yes, I did.
Yeah, you do.
Okay, I think that's correct. Just double check my sheet again. I so rarely use discipline, so don't really have that one committed to memory. All right. Ah.
Could Jokin have been helping to identify?
I've already had the unassisted booze.
Oh, well, I was thinking that was more just the result of your medical check than an actual assistance. So, if
Yeah,
Ben, if you're cool with
certainly
it,
either Jokin or Balkland would be giving you assistance
Yeah,
there.
you have room for an assist.
yes.
All right, yeah. You can tell that she's actually not lying. There's
Oh
not a
gosh.
mistake in the race.
Okay, well then this raises the question of why is he here and drugged to be complacent?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
so you just pick up a Duros off the street and then drug him?
I don't know. Would that? I don't know. Can we tie that into the advantage? Like you get an inkling of her actual.
Sure.
Her,
Yeah.
Sure.
uh,
Lot of advantage.
you can tell that she doesn't have a financial stake. She doesn't care who wins or loses the race. She does care a little bit about the fact that it's being held, and there is something in there about the event coordinator. Like when you mention him, her eyes kind of narrow, and she gives these like subtle body language cues of distaste. And as far as Slick goes, it seems like she kind of just likes him.
Okay, well, if Slick is here, though, this is definitely stacking the race. Um, because he's one of the favorites to win. So why would you want to interfere with that unless you're actually trying to get back at the event coordinator? So does she react to that?
Yes. I don't like these allegations here. Last man who came in here telling me I was using Slick for something. Well, he got himself kicked out.
Well, I don't think he had this, and that's when Balkan's going to pull out the Ardos disc.
Oh. Where'd you get one of those?
From a friend in a high place.
Interesting. Are those? Can you tell what clan it's from by looking at it?
Yes. It's marked with a clan sigil.
Oh, Verbelik. They're not bad, but I'm not exactly on best terms with them. But I can respect them enough. She looks at her guards, and they calm down a bit.
So now I'm just curious because, you know, there's definitely a story here. So why would you try to do that to the race? I mean, this is a huge thing for your colony, and you know it draws business in. And if you tamper with the race, that could harm your profits. It could hurt your bottom line.
Oh, I make do well enough. In the off season, this is actually pretty rare. I'm enjoying some seasonal profits at the moment, but it's nothing I can't do without.
Wow. So unhut-like. To actually see profits and watch them fall, and all because you want them to.
Well, I never did suggest I was the most hutly hut out there, but I like what I do and where I am. But I'm still getting a little tired of all these insinuations. And at that moment, there's kind of like a kick and a low hum that kind of comes on in the room, and even in the middle room. Can everyone give me a formidable resilience check?
Yeesh.
Can I put on my breathing mask?
Or just people
Breathing
in there?
mask. No.
Well, you're not in the room, isn't it just the three of us?
I thought it was like on a higher dais.
Well, we're
Yeah, it's a separate
we're in the
room.
backstage.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
It's just Rogesh, Jokin, and Balkan, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you guys are the only ones putting it.
Resilience. You know what? Let's have some fun here. I'm going to flip intense focus and use stroke of genius.
How are you going to justify that for a resilience check?
He knows not
Quite
to
obvious
breathe.
Poison's being used against us. If I understand the poison, I can try and counteract it.
And I'll flip it for Vulcan then.
He has all kinds of random antigens just on him, right?
Yeah, I mean, I carry my mid pack wherever I go.
Okay.
And let me just make sure I properly tabulate that.
Yeah, I did.
All right, there you go.
So, Ragesh and Jokin slowly just feel their minds kind of blank, and they sort of, for the moment, forget exactly what they're doing, and they just kind of go listless for a while. Balkan can stay up, and I don't know, does he do anything when this happens? When he sees Ragesh and Jokin kind of just fade off?
He's actually gonna try and slap the shit out of Rogesh. See if he can't snap him back to reality. Joking that, but Rogesh he's gonna try and save.
With Ragesh, no. You don't seem to be able to snap him out of it for now. And as soon as they see you haven't sort of succumbed, the two Clatuinians just come over and start beating the shit out of Balkan.
Well, I'm gonna
crap.
flash that disc at her, and it's like, you know what this means. To hurt someone who holds this coin is to forfeit everything you have.
I don't think Balkan got time to say all that.
Well, the second he senses the poison, he's gonna say that.
I thought the second he sensed the poison, he was
Friendly.
slapping Ragesh.
He's doing that at the same time. He has two
Wait,
hands.
I thought the second he sensed the poison, he put the antigens to work.
I have two hands and a
Yeah.
lot of pointy feet. I can talk and do a lot of things, okay?
Well, she just sort of looks at the disc and just waves her hand at you. Sleep now, little furry one. It's okay.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I'm gonna just bite out while I'm falling unconscious so that I'll enjoy watching her fucking burn at the hands of the Vasilic or Vigilic. I forget how we pronounce that.
Ramilla.
Milik.
Vermilic, yeah. When they come for her, I will enjoy watching her burn.
If only you thought to tell us.
So yes,
Oh, I also have telepathic comms because I have a fucking implant in my head, so I can tell them at the same time too. There you go. Team outside is warned. I told the fat slug I'm going to enjoy watching her burn, and I was slapping the shit out of Rogesh. There.
right. So the three of you who aren't in there suddenly just lose contact with the three who went inside after hearing Vulcan. His very angry tirade in his head.
Alright. Well then, let's see. Are there any terminals close by?
Not that you can see, but there's probably some somewhere. I mean, there's definitely some offices somewhere.
I will
in
go
this
out
place.
searching. I'm gonna look at Key and say, "Oi! We need to start a huge distraction. If I can find a terminal, maybe I can sound an alarm or something insane. Come on, let's go do something crazy."
I have fire paste.
You had me at fire. Oh, let's go do that then.
So you guys are off to start a distraction, or are you gonna look for a console, or what? Okay.
Console and a distraction.
So it's pretty easy to tell where like the offices are from like the main area, but getting to them you'll have to get past like one or two of the guards. So how do you want to do that?
Let's see. How about how about this? That's Key. All right, Key. I'll chat up the guard. Do my little thing. She adjusts herself. And now you get in there. You set a fire. That should be pretty distracting. Then we'll go in guns blazing and pick up the three. And we'll just take out whoever's there. Eh? Well, maybe not. Murder is a hard or whatever. We don't want to piss off them. But we'll get all three men out of there.
Wait, so is this a real fire or like a terminal alarm? Kind of fire.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be able to sneak past these mates, but you can. Okay, you can. So I'll distract them. You set a fire in the office. Ransack it, whatever you do. It'll be quite fun, eh?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right then. All right then. I'd like to go and I'd like to go and talk to the guards.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll saunter on over. Say, "Oh, hello, big boys. Oh, so tell 'em what's back behind there, eh? Anything good, eh? You big, strong-looking mugs, you."
It's just the office, ma'am. It's not a new none of the workers back there.
That sounds good. Can I try a charm check to distract them with my feminine wiles?
You absolutely can. Let's see, charm is cool.
Yes.
So
And
well,
this should be easy because they never see attractive women.
yeah, it'll be pretty easy. It's one red, one purple, and I'll give you a boost because they're not used to having attention.
All right, I'm gonna flip.
Man, we are eating up this.
Oh god,
destiny.
yeah, I should probably flip. Oh, never mind, I'll flip that back.
Sorry.
It's fine.
I
it's
didn't
fine.
wait.
Yeah,
There you go.
please,
So I'll say just maybe the extra success and advantage can maybe mean just a boost or two on for
yeah, sure.
If I had more advantage, I'd push for an upgrade. But
Yeah, so he seems pretty taken with fire for the moment. He's happy to have some attention after just kind of standing there for a while. And Key does have an opening to slip past him and get in. Let's see. Is this perception? That'll be 2 red, 1 purple, and then I'll give you like 2 boosts for fire distracting him and the extra advantage on everything.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
And then we'll flip it. Wah.
Okay, so I did decrease with strain, so it's still 2 red, 1 purple. Okay, that should be it. Go. Woo!
Wow! Holy crap!
All right. Well.
Okay. Key managed to slip into the morning office. Is this? And just like you said, there really isn't anyone working back there at the moment. This one seems to be linked up pretty well. The console's actually on already. And it seems to just be a basic, like, administrative sort of setup here. What sort of things is he going to look for? What is he going to do? Also, what's Boj doing at this time?
We don't want to know.
Boj wouldn't have really noticed anything comm-wise because he's not paying attention to that at the moment.
Okay, is he?
You fucking gigolo.
Is he trying to help in any way, or is he just doing his own thing?
Not at this point.
Okay.
He was gathering information and everyone just went off to do their own thing, so...
Information, yeah. Trying to get in some Twi'lek's pants.
Some kind of information.
Which isn't that hard, since you just have to slip her a credit.
There's information there, just, you know.
Sorry, I can't hear you over how unconscious you are.
Actually, I can perform a hard-headed action.
Don't be scared.
Good,
Go
but
for
they
it.
might just knock you out again.
No.
What if I just play dead?
That's true.
All I have to do is keep thinking.
So yeah. What's Key going to be doing in the office?
Well, did we want to resolve that first? I don't know if Vulcan was actually going to try.
Oh, yeah, you can try if he wants.
It's a discipline roll, which probably isn't going to go very well, but yeah, since I have 2 ranks in it. Hold on, what is my discipline? It's just 2 green, isn't it? Oh wait, no. Yep, 2 green. Yep, that didn't work. Still unconscious.
You feel very
So
unconscious.
close.
Yeah, I feel nothing because I'm unconscious.
Alright, in that case, first can Key look for information about the swoop or perhaps the, the coordinator, that kind of thing?
Sure. We'll just say it's an average computer's check. Try to get stuff like that.
Okay.
Pretty easy.
Well, I'm not Balkan here, so...
Well, you know.
Nope, didn't find it.
You can't find anything too interesting per se, but you do find a lot of stuff that does confirm her relationship with the race coordinator guy.
So just that they were together at one point?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see then. Oh, hold on. Gonna make sure no one's saying anything in the chat.
No.
Nothing of import.
Also,
Okay.
I was trying to think of exactly what to do with all the advantage on your. We'll say that when you get up to the console, you can see in one of the monitors. You can see what looks like a security feed from one of the back hallways. You see some of the guards taking Jokin, Ragesh, and Balkan down one of the halls, just carrying them.
Oh, okay. So these are halls where, like, only employees would go.
Yeah, it's in the back.
Gotcha. Is there anything, like, telling about the hallways? I mean, like, significant features where we could find them for sure later?
They look a little less sort of showy than the front ones. They're a lot more like utilitarian, like they're behind the scenes sort of stuff.
Like Disneyland.
Yeah, and they're also like the schematics that you see for this place. It's kind of like almost like a fire safety map there, and it does list a much bigger facility, quote unquote, than you see from the outside. It looks like there's like a couple of sub-levels below that aren't usually used for business.
Okay. So you mentioned the fire map, right?
Yeah.
We could then possibly pinpoint areas where you would not want a fire to start, right?
Sure. I mean, I guess you could if you study the map of it. You could see where the little escape routes are.
So if I could perceive it well enough?
Sure.
Or do I just know? I'm wondering.
Yep, sure. All that advantage, we'll say that's the last of it, is that you can get a good idea of where a nice place would be to cause some chaos.
Okay, cool. Because having that as a sort of let everyone go or place goes down would be nice, I think. Though how many locations would we be talking?
Depends. I mean, the place is up to code. It has fire extinguishers, so someone would be able to put it out if they got there fast enough.
Right.
Just use enough of the paste.
Yeah. Okay, well, what else should I look for, guys?
What
unless
kind of
Fox
stuff you got us
forgot
with?
bring stuff.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, like how to wake you guys up again?
Yeah. Ideally.
You probably just need to jab me with a stim pack.
I was just figuring time. Okay, well, can I find anything of note in the office? Whether things of value or information, that kind of thing? Just as opposed to working on the computer for a minute.
Give me a hard perception.
Okay. Yes.
You do find a key card that's marked sublevel.
Ooh.
It's kind of slotted like between a couple of books. Looks like they were trying to hide it, but you saw the edge sticking out and plucked it over.
Cool, okay.
And for the other success, you see in the schematics that there is that elaborate like ventilation system goes through the whole building. It looks like that may have been what pumped the chemicals into the room, obviously, but that at least tells you what that was from.
Did I get the schematics on a datapad?
Sure, you can just download them.
Okay.
Or take a picture and copy it, whatever.
Yeah. So, Fi, would you want an alarm now, or would you want to set something up? So it's
I think she would have wanted more of a timed thing, so we can, you'll set it off by remote, and then we'll rush in right as stuff starts. Just as the people move out to stop, or we'll react as it goes. That's kind of what I would have gone for. I hope.
Okay, so then what about... Ooh, remote installation sounds kind of difficult, but we could try it.
Well, it depends upon the explosive, but we're just using fire paste, right? I mean, that just sets fire, right?
Yeah, I don't know if you can time fire paste. I think it's just like you pull it and it lights.
Yeah,
I thought
it's
we
just...
were just trying to set, like, how we can remotely activate an alarm, even if nothing was wrong.
Yeah, we'd really need the Balkan for that, probably.
Probably.
Daddy had to go get beat up and knocked unconscious.
Though we might get
I was
lucky.
gonna be unconscious either way.
Alright, but how about
At least
you?
I got to show off. That
said,
really is
you know
all
what?
that matters.
You can. Is there an exit to the vents for key in there?
To the vents?
Yeah.
He could try, but he knows that they have the ability to pump chemicals into them, so...
Well, you
I
have
don't know.
you have a breathing mask, right?
No.
Oh, Flip a Destiny. It has like no weight. It's worth like nothing. Come on, you need a breathing mask. You should always take one of these.
Jokin does have one he keeps on the ship for general use.
Yeah, Fi always carries one in her backpack because you never know. Breathing's important.
Right.
But here's the plan,
Where
right?
is your friend?
You what's the word? Yeah, you jam the door closed so they can't open it. Then you start a fire in there, and then you climb up through the you get out through the vents.
I could very well do that.
Just a suggestion.
Oh, and also, since you know that, I guess with the telepathic communication from Balkan, that he had shown the disc and she had totally violated that, maybe you could see if there's, any Vermilic, allies nearby. Not that they could come help us right at this moment, but just, as an aside.
How would I find
Well,
that?
hell, if the plant has a hollow net connection, you can at least call anyone connected to Vermilic. Help would come slow, but it would be there.
Yeah.
I don't know. You got a lot of options.
Yeah, that was more for Fi, since, if there's anything that she could do.
Well, I'm still chatting up the guard, right?
I mean, if you want, you can stop at any time. Key's already in.
Right? Yeah, I'll pull off and say, well, I got to get I'm really lost for words today. What was I? I'll go to get back to the helping out my bloody. What's the word when you're the employer? There we go.
He's like, oh, look, it's tea time, and just walks off.
Yeah, I got tea time. Get some bloody tea over here. And I'll wander off. Then I will I will go and try and find freaking. I'll try and find a HoloNet access. There we go. Words.
Okay, yeah. I mean, HoloNet access in terms of like just getting a connection, because you can just take out your data pad.
Alright, yeah. Well, I'm gonna do it from outside the building, or at least I'll position myself nonchalantly by the room that our 3 other members went off into, and I will boom.
Sorry, what, you're heading to the door that they went into?
I'm gonna nonchalantly be close to it. I want to be about medium range from it, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be like I'm standing outside it going no. And I'll try and get a hold of some clan the vermin, those guys.
Okay. Key wanted to disable the alarms. Just all alarms in general?
Okay, well, if I have to be specific, particularly the fire alarms.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just give me a hard computers check.
Flip key, flip.
I'll flip that too, yeah, because I need to.
Oh, I'll redo it then.
Oh,
Yes,
you're fine.
Are you sure? I wouldn't want you to waste it.
I don't know, I'll go, whatever, you can do it if you want, sure, fine, yeah.
Okay.
Now it comes up with a despair and 9 failure. Like, no!
Then there's my flip. Okay. Now go.
Hey, what?
See?
Triumph to spare.
Alright then.
Oh man, I have a suggestion.
I know. I kind of want to see
I
what
will also-
happens
no.
in this one, so I don't want
What's
to
your
be forcing.
suggestion before I decide?
Well, I was saying he turns off the fire alarm, but he actually sets off another one because he succeeded triumphantly at that. But I don't know. I just work here.
I'll say Key, well, he did succeed in shutting off the alarm. We'll say the alarm itself is shut off, but certain parts of the system like go into their sort of fire prevention thing, and like all of the doors just swing open. So like to try to clear the exits and stuff. So all of the doors are now like open and unlocked.
That is awesome.
Nice.
I will say nothing because that is totally a despair thing to happen. Yeah. So can we see, since am I close enough to see into the room where our poor friends are being shuffled off? Are they gone now?
They're gone, yes.
Wait, the door's opening was the despair? What?
No.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood what Kyle said then.
No, you understood perfectly what he meant.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to draw attention to it.
So do we know what the despair is? Or is that to be pocketed for later use?
I don't know. I don't like to sit on the side like that, but we'll
The
just say it
poison,
doesn't.
the gas is still in her room, and now it's flooding throughout the entire building.
Actually, that's a really good idea, Jack. Let's do that. Everyone, give me a formidable resilience check.
Ah.
Why you do this?
Is this for real?
Oh, maybe it would be daunting because it's not as concentrated.
It's
I won't-
diluted. We'll lower it down. Daunting.
It doesn't
But
matter.
it's affecting everyone now. The guards
Good
that
night,
were
Gracie.
expecting
Good night,
do
Gracie.
not have time to put masks on. They all look. Some of the guards actually kind of go loopy too.
And all
the
those
patrons
poor
just kind of.
whores.
What if
Yeah.
your mouth is occupied?
Is your nose occupied?
Yeah, your nose isn't.
I'm not gonna go
Well.
any further into this line of thinking.
Well,
Okay. So no one remembers anything that happens for the rest of the night.
Whoa!
No, I flipped. So Key's awake.
Wait, is that something you can do? Oh,
Unmatched.
here's what happens then. He manages to stay awake and hide himself. The next morning, early in the morning, everyone else wakes up in a separate room.
Well, wait a minute. No, Key's up, and everyone
He's
else
up.
is not. Let him do something.
Well, what would Key do then if everyone else
Well,
passes
he
out
has
and he
the lay
manages
of the
to stay awake?
place now that all the
Well, I mean,
guards.
sorry, does everyone else pass out? Because if I have an entire night, just myself, and all the doors are open, and I saw where my friends were being put,
And who was putting
Yeah.
them there? Since
Well,
it
you know,
looks-
maybe this
you
is
just
when
said all the
you-
guards were out too.
Maybe this is when you escape, get back to the ship, and contact Clan Vermilic.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
it's like it seems he just said everyone, even the guards were unaware. So it
Some
seems
of
like
them.
no, he's
The
the
ones in
only
the main
one
room
up
were.
in the brothel.
Well, but you still have the big ones that beat you up that have masks on.
and the ones that weren't in the main room too. Like,
So they kept their masks on the whole time.
not down below, but down below the gas wasn't released. It was just on the main floor.
Well, I mean, if the gas got released, they'd probably know that it stayed long enough to leave their masks on until it dissipated.
Yeah,
Well,
and
but they
they're
left
going to
the
know
room.
about the limitations of the gas much more than we. So it
Yeah, but
probably,
they also, the ones that took you guys off weren't where it was released anyway, after they took you down there.
But all the doors opened.
yeah,
yeah,
which means
but
that
I
you
mean-
can get out.
Yeah, but I meant all the doors open, which means the gas could go everywhere, even when they took, even where they took us.
Yeah, but it doesn't spread like that far. Like, it was just the residual what was in that room was just kind of going out and dissipating. It wasn't that it like was continuing to pump throughout the whole place. It was just that they happened to be connected to that room. But yeah, he could do whatever he wants while everyone else just kind of passes out.
whatever I want.
Sure, I mean, it's up to you.
I'm just kidding, I'm not into that. Alright. In that case, I would like... No, I'm not gonna just rob pockets yet. I'd like to try to make my way to that room where the people were being stored, preferably out of sight in the vents.
Sure. Give me just an average stealth, not really against anyone.
Okay.
All right. So he gets up into the vents, and as he proceeds, he notices that some more guards are coming up from the bottom levels, putting their masks on now that they've realized the fire system is tripped and some of the gas has gotten out. I don't think they had any way of really connecting you guys, so Fi and Boj are left alone. But
I'm sure everyone walking by near the brothel has had quite a sight.
yeah, some people did like run out and escape, but otherwise the doors were closed and it was sort of contained. Like security kind of got a hold on it, and they're worrying about the fallout of it a little later. But he kind of sneaks down to the sublevels and finds that it is a lot more expansive than it appeared from the outside, as he saw in the schematics. There's actually a row of sort of dingy rooms that looks like they might be quarters for the workers and things like that. And even further below, there's like, not further below, but further down the hallways, there's a little room with a kind of like a medical setup in there. But obviously, since he's still in the vents, he doesn't get a good look at anything. But he can see, I guess. At one point, he looks down the vent and he sees he's above, let's say, Ragesh's room. And he's just laying on a bed, alone. There's no one else in the room.
What does it look like to get to the medical lab bit?
It's just down the hall, on the same floor.
What do I need to check for that, or could I just go to it?
You could just drop down into it if you want.
Right, yeah, let's go to it.
Alright, so Key drops down into this little medical lab. In the center of the room, there's what looks like an examination chair with like the armrests. But at the edge of the armrest, there's like this sort of cuff set up with these tubes that come off of it, and they lead to just this little canister thing. And then there's some canisters in the back, and just cabinets full of pills and stuff like that.
Okay. Nothing that jumps out as antidote.
Um,
Need to label things better.
it's well from Vulcan's triumph and his knowledge of this. Not that Q would necessarily know, but it's not something that just affects you forever. I mean, everyone who's been knocked out, now that they're not under the effects, they could wake up essentially any time if they're woken up, and they probably wouldn't be under the effects of it unless they're constantly breathing it in.
Okay, I mean, I figured it was a time thing, but I wanted to wake them up earlier. Well, in any case, could I possibly make a perception or a medical to try to see something that would help quicken the process? And if it's really just I have to shake him, that's fine, but that's what he's going to look for.
Sure. Just give me a hard perception. I'll upgrade it.
Shots of adrenaline work wonders. Just ask any coked up hippie. But I guess if they're hippies, they wouldn't be coked up.
He does find one of the sort of bottles of chemical, I guess, labeled pheromone neutralizer, among a bunch of other stuff. But that's more what he's looking for, so that's what he sees.
Yeah, how big is that? I mean, is
Um,
it something he could just take back up into the vents with him, or...
yeah, it's just a little jar.
Okay, we'll take it and head back up. 2, if possible, find Balkan's room.
Yep. So he can crawl along the vents. He looks down every so often to check the rooms. He sees Ragesh, he sees Jokin, and then he finds Balkan. And each of them is just laying on a different bed.
Okay, so he'll drop down and give Balkan's shoulder a little shake.
Balkan wakes up. He feels fine.
Oh,
Fuck
little bruised.
Clantowinians.
You're awake. Hey, the others are still asleep, but, I found this. Shows Balkan the neutralizer, whatever it was. Guess it's not that important, but...
Well, something definitely to keep around in case that bitch decides to fart again.
Well, do you want to hang on to it, or should I? Yeah, no, I think you should keep it. You were able, apparently, to resist the gas even without being fully aware of its qualities. Well, yeah, it's me. Come on.
Guess he's just lucky.
Yes, your luck may come in handy, and I don't know if I can counteract the pheromone as quickly the next time. No, you'll keep it for now.
Alright, fair enough. So,
Meanwhile, upstairs, Fi and Boj can sort of start rousing a bit whenever they want. Everyone else is kind of waking up slowly too, and the guards are kind of walking around trying to calm people down and assure them that it's fine.
Oh, so are Balkan, Joke, and Rogesh all kept in the same room, or just near? Or are their rooms near each other?
They're just next. Oh, your rooms are all next to each other.
Okay.
You're down below in the basement, basically.
Then Balkan thinks we should wake up the others now too, if they haven't gotten up themselves.
Yeah, you can rouse them if they're not up already. And
Once we rouse Rogesh, Balkan is thinking that he should use my implant to call Vermalik.
Okay.
Because I don't want to talk to them. But yeah, I'll just hook up this comlink to my implant and then use my internal broadcaster to get on the holonet. Here, whisper sweet nothings in my ear.
So are you calling a specific person, or?
Yeah, I want to ring up Minilod. We are the winners of the Granny Nupa. We should have a direct line to this guy.
All right. I don't know how easily available he is, but I
Or
guess.
at least leave a message with him. So,
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could get a hold of someone. Probably one of his representatives that you could just phone him and have him immediately, but...
sure. It might even be Macron.
Yeah, maybe.
Just, we tell him, look, we learn, or you might be interested to know that, I guess, Sweet Mama, maybe, what would her hut name be? Do we know that? Well,
It's Suita.
oh, Sweeta, that's right.
Yeah.
Sweeta of Kajita Desilogic completely violated um, the ancient customs of the Ardos disc, or of us presenting her the Ardos disc. We are actually in her custody right now. One of us got beaten up, and yeah, so I just basically leave a message. Just thought Vermalik would want to know that this hut did not respect the Ardos disc at all.
It didn't respect Vermalik.
Yeah, the representative assures you that the message will be delivered as soon as possible, since it seems like a pretty serious matter.
Okay. Thank you.
And you guys can do whatever you want. Like I said, the people upstairs can wake up whenever they want to. So
I think it's time we left. For now.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
That was a very good voice right there.
Mine?
Yes.
I think it was a fluke. I just had a bit of phlegm.
That was like an action movie line there. I think it's time to get out of here now. Sorry. Not to be too distracting, but yeah, where is the Duros during this? Is he still...
He's probably wherever the madam is. And
I say we just leave him and go to the event coordinator and let him know what's up.
Why don't we just... Yeah, we can go to the event coordinator, but I think someone should go to the manager and just tell him the Duros is caught up in something. Why don't we just have a substitute racer for this race?
Yeah.
And that way the team can move forward, and when we get the Duros back, he can continue. Just say he's
You know what?
sick. Substitutions happen.
No, we can have someone just wear like his uniform and helmet, right? And then he just does, as soon as he wins, whoever is posing as him just takes off. Just says, oh, I got space.
I don't think any of us have the body type of a Duros.
Joker can pull it off.
Particularly differently sized from humans?
I mean, yeah, they're pretty humanoid, so...
Well, they also
Close.
appear like really lanky, though.
yeah, and I think they have
But
different
they're-
numbers of like toes and fingers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, we can pull it off.
and a way different head shape.
Yeah, Duros are like
We
human
do have someone with flesh camo.
Yeah, but he could turn his skin blue and his eyes red, but he'd be a very weird-looking Duros.
We'll put a helmet on James, but change the rest.
Yeah, I'm not saying it wouldn't work. It'd be so much easier to say
Nope, bring it back.
he's out
Goodness
sick.
gracious.
Here's a substitute racer. Than try and fake.
No, we gotta do it complicated and convoluted so it can blow up in our faces even better. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
But I gotta bring it back. My son just ran off and took off his diaper.
Well, yeah, I mean, the guy's that's paying you to get him back.
Yeah, I say we
We'll
finish
get
the
him
job.
back. But we probably won't get him back in time for the race, which is what Sweeta's been trying to mess
And if we-
with.
And if we get him back to the race, he's not going to be in any shape to race. He's going to
That
be
too.
coming off like a 4-day bender. Like,
I'm sure Balkan knows some sort of cleansing technique.
We have to get him from Sweeta, and Sweeta has guards and that freaky deaky fart poison.
Well, we have guns and missions of experience.
She'll just fart in our face, and all of us except you will pass out. Again. Unless you want to blow open the ceiling to her brothel so she can't use it.
On the bright side, we only pass out for 2 minutes, so...
I mean, I
no,
don't
I
know.
like the idea we had to have some people go to the race organizer and others, including Joe, can go and give the update and offer his services.
Yeah, let's do that. Just so
Vulcan
that
has eyewitness stuff, so we can show the manager that much at least.
Oh, would you want to
So-
show the... Well, let's download that so I can show the event coordinator.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's all in my memory banks. So I can...
Oh. Also, while Q was in the medical bay, he did notice some masks.
Well,
Kind
at
of
this
mess.
rate, we can just go back to the ship and get them.
Oh, breath
Breathing
masks.
masks. Yeah.
Got it. Oh, okay. I'm up for anything. If you guys want to take them by force, if we have masks, we can do it. But it's up to you guys.
How about... No, yeah, we could do that, but I also think spoiling Sweeta's fun could also work out, too. So maybe... I guess maybe me and Fi could go talk to the manager and actually Boj too. Boj, can you fight? You can't fight that much, can you? And I don't want you to go back in the brothel since you probably won't contribute anyway. Let's try to bang one of the unconscious girls.
Thought everyone was waking up.
Well, we woke up, but I thought the plan was, at least for now, we would leave.
I don't see why we need to leave, really, if we have masks.
Oh, Balkan's leaving.
Alright.
I guess Balkan will then spread the good word of Suita's manipulation.
So yeah,
of
I mean,
all.
for the people who do stay, we would get the element of surprise because they're like, "What? They're back up?"
Yeah.
Alright then.
So-
So
you seen
yeah,
them
let's
below?
just do it all. Let's get him back, still go to the event corner, and talk to the manager. But yeah, let's get this guy out of there.
Yeah, from what you've seen below, there don't seem to be that many guards compared to what you've seen before.
Ragesh is really ticked off right now, so
I am too, but I can't shoot worth a damn, so I'm going to take my holo projector and my memory banks and go talk to everyone. Tell them that Suita's a big fat bitch.
Okay.
So,
So-
is anyone going to stay and fight? So I know Ragesh and Key were thinking of it. Jokin, what are you doing?
Sorry, I got distracted for a second there. My plan is to offer myself up to the team.
Oh, right. Yeah, I guess maybe in this case, even though Ragesh wants to fight, maybe it would be best just to get out of there just in case. Because we do have information that's worth a lot to both the manager and the event coordinator, so...
All valid plans. Whatever you guys want to do, go for it.
Because yeah, if it's just Key and Ragesh staying to fight, that's not going to be enough.
But also, I mean, if that's what everyone else is like, yeah, we're going to do this, and gets really, rah-rah about it, he's willing to get a little rowdy.
Well, if Verma Lake is any snappy with their response, we may only have to wait a day or two at most before we can actually go in with...
You mean after the race is over?
Yeah, which is why we have Jokin to post up as a substitute.
So just see, right now it's just more, do we want to fight and get the guy, or do we just want to move forward with the other plans? Because none of these are mutually exclusive. It's just, I mean, what do you guys think?
Well, they're going to need the Duros back after this, since this is just a leg of a tournament. At least that's what I gathered, right?
Yeah, it's basically the race. Whoever wins qualifies for a spot in the big race that's coming up in a week or two.
Well, yeah, there you go. We can at least posit a substitute for this leg, and then when we get the Duros back, he can race in the big finale. And so they still have their brand advertised, it's just this leg is covered by someone else. And then, yeah, we just get the Duros back at our moderate
And
leisure.
also, too, it's not like they're going to look at him that closely. We just need to get Jokin in there with a mask. A big helmet, a big racing helmet. So...
I'm partial to still just claiming that Duros is sick, which actually isn't a complete lie, but... if you
No,
want to
but
disguise it-
but for the fans and everything, it might be best for us to... Well, let's just see what the manager thinks, actually. Let's do that.
Okay. So everyone but Key is splitting off from the brothel and then heading back, and Key's just kind of hanging around to see what happens.
I mean, honestly, I'm thinking, you know what?
With
Whatever we
masks,
do,
mind
Vermilic
you.
will probably do 10 times worse, so let's just get out of here.
Okay. So yeah, as the guy promised, he's still waiting in the cantina. If you want to head to him,
Sure.
he's just sitting in the corner having a little drink. He looks really happy when he sees you, but then kind of flattens when he sees that Slick is not with you.
We
Well,
have good news and bad news.
That's kind of what I thought you'd say when I saw you come in here. What's up?
Slick has been drugged by Sweet Mama.
Well, that's
She
it's
has
disheartening, but not unsurprising.
She has a moderately sized protection force, and not to mention a very powerful poison that would make getting Sweet out in time difficult. Not impossible, and we do think in the end we can extract him. However, for the moment, it may be wise to offer up a substitute for this leg of the race, so you can then race with Slick in the finale.
Yeah, is
not
it
what I paid
based
you.
on individual or based on team? Like, do we
It
need
is
to
based on
disguise
team.
him? Okay.
A big part of it is that like it is a big sort of team sport. You know, all the engineers and mechanics and the coordinators and everything like that are considered part of a team, and the driver is just one part of that team.
Okay. So it wouldn't disqualify your team if Joe can race for you.
No,
Okay.
we could do it, but it doesn't make me happy to.
You'll get Slick out to race in the finale, and your brand will
And don't worry, we've
survive
got
at least and end up thriving. So in the end, we've held up our end of the bargain, and I guess if you feel like discounting for us not getting him out in time, but
actually, let's
in
keep
the end, you're
things
still
even.
getting everything you need.
Let's keep things even because we've got some powerful friends that are going to come down real hard on Suida. Guarantee it.
All right. Well, what kind of friends are you talking about?
Hut friends that
Powerful
don't
friends.
appreciate what she's done.
All right. I trust you. Revenge doesn't mean as much to me as getting my guy back, but if you promise to get him back, all right.
All right, and I guess
Fine.
for this race, then we'll offer up our comrade here as your substitute racer.
And
Have
in
you
the
ever
meantime,
raced?
like,
Yep,
so
go
while
ahead.
they're finishing up that conversation, I'll ask him, where's the event coordinator?
He's probably just out at the track right now. They're getting the last bit of the preparations done.
Because we need to have a
Yep.
word with him too.
Oh, okay.
Balkan will stay here, but he'll quickly upload his visual records to iSpy and lend him to you, so you have a proof of deed without him being there.
All right. Yeah. So he tells you where everything is, and getting hold of the coordinator won't be too bad. I can let him know
Okay.
that you want to meet with him.
As we're heading there, Ragesh is just going to say, "Well, I hope you fly as well on a swoop bike as." No, I probably would say, "I hope you fly better on a swoop bike than you do on a starship." But I say it right before we get there, so he doesn't have time to say anything back.
As far as Fi goes, she can place a bet on Jokin if she wants. She just has to place her bet on Slick's team. The next best racer is, like Jokin mentioned earlier, Toga.
Good. Let's make sure he loses.
Well, he's hanging out sort of in the hotel, quote unquote, still kind of like keeping an eye on things. He does notice that definitely a lot of the guards are gone now. There's only a few still on staff who are just kind of patrolling around. They definitely express a lot of concern that their prisoners are now gone, but they are happy that they sort of haven't failed and that Slick is still here, because they know that they were trying to get him out. But they do mention something about the Plan B and how Mama's not very happy about how things have gone.
Okay.
Also, if Key sticks around the medical room, he notices that every so often an attendant will come in there, and then one of the working ladies, like a Zeltron or a Feline, will go in, and they'll actually siphon some of the pheromones from their glands via the needles, and then put them in the canisters. And they don't seem very happy about that.
Oh, all right.
Oh, see, we should have unionized.
So
How
they're
dare you
whores
guys.
and milkers. How hilarious.
Yeah, so you all head to the meeting that Commander has set up with the race coordinator. He's out on the track. The track is actually a set of old mined-out mine shafts that goes through the ground and then comes back out. Pretty winding path, and pretty dangerous. But super racing is always dangerous.
Well, if we got the substitute plan agreed with, I want to take a look at Slick's team's Swoop bike.
Yeah, it's a pretty hot model. It's super fast. Not as maneuverable as other ones, but it's got a really nice speed to it. Big engine on the back.
Maybe we could take a look and maybe boost the maneuverability a bit.
Yes, after seeing it, I'd offer up my services to see if I cannot help enhance the bike's capabilities somewhat.
Sure. This thing's been worked on a lot, so they've squeezed a lot out of it. So getting any more out of it, let's say it's a daunting mechanics, and I'll upgrade that.
You have 4 ranks at least in mechanics.
I
right?
have 5.
Okay, you can have a boost.
Hold on, I have to make sure I don't have something here. Nope. Alright. Nope.
Oh.
Natural Tinkerer. I'm re-rolling that. That's better.
Those reroll abilities are just the best.
Yes, indeed they are.
All right. Yeah, Vulcan can boost this thing up 2 more maneuverability.
Nice.
He managed to find a better way to align the flaps on the sides of it to better pair with the sort of the point of the thrust on the back, so we can kind of bounce it out a bit more and make it easier to turn with.
I don't understand why these guys clip these things' wings. Sure, they go fast in a straight line, but you can't bank worth a damn. He mutters as he reattaches some longer fins.
And that's important in this track because it's like basically winding mine tunnels. I mean, they're fairly large mine tunnels, but still, it's an enclosed space and pretty dangerous.
Gotta love that Corellian mindset. Doesn't matter how it turns if it just goes fast.
Okay, so race coordinator.
Yes, march right up to him and say, listen, we have some information for you. And I kind of look around. I'm not sure if we should say this like out publicly, but I just say under my voice, Suida is trying to interfere with the race, and we have proof.
Also, immediately when you see him, you notice he is a Thinduros.
Oh, okay.
So you know.
Yeah. So I tell him that. What does he say?
So you told him that you have information about her?
Mm-hmm. Yep. We've got proof that she is trying to interfere with the race.
Oh. Well, I'd suspected. What sort of things have you found? We've been kind of on our toes for a while because I figured she might try something. She's been a little too distant from the race, so I figured there was probably something going on.
Yeah. She has Slick Rangusi as a captive.
That is a problem for one team, but I don't see how it jeopardizes the race as a whole. I mean, it'll draw off the betting numbers quite a bit, but I don't think we'll cancel for that.
Aren't you a little bit more
Well, if the
concerned that
betting
she?
numbers
I
are-
mean, she has a personal grudge against you. That's why she's doing this.
Oh, I agree. I know. She'd
If-
want nothing more than for this race to fail and me to be fired and possibly killed by the Hut cartels for messing with all their betting money, but there's little I can do until I know what she's planning on doing. So is Key still sticking around the brothel, by the way?
Yes.
Yes, he is.
He notices that a lot of the guards that had been missing. But you're meeting. So this is like later that night, like pretty late. So like, or maybe yeah, we'll just say it's still the same night, just really late. Like everyone's working super long and hard to try to get this all in time. And he notices a lot of the guards moving out in like some speeder trucks from the back of the building. It looks like they closed down the business for the night, which is kind of rare, but they did, and they're all kind of moving out down the street.
Did he see any supplies being taken with them?
Yeah, they loaded some boxes in the back.
So, who all moved out?
A lot of the guards, a large group of them, they moved out in like 2 different speeder trucks, and they're heading down the Colony Road.
Okay, would Key be able to see into the main room where she was?
Where the hut was?
Yeah.
Sure, he could probably get his eyes on her. once or twice as he's sneaking around.
Okay. I mean, I figured that room had some sort of ventilation since the boys.
Yeah,
were
yeah,
there
yeah, it
too,
does.
but-
Absolutely.
So would that room be empty at this point?
Mostly, yeah. It's locked, but it is empty.
Completely empty then.
I mean, no, she's in it. With Slick.
Just the two of them.
Yes.
Okay. How many doors are in that room?
The two that like connect to the main foyer where they came in, and there's one in the back. It's a smaller door,
Okay.
which looks like the door that they took the guys down when they took them to the sub level.
Fair enough. So, could I try something then? I mean, like, finally act.
Yeah, you could try anything.
Cool. Could I say that I had, Key had gotten down at one point and got one of the canisters?
Sure.
Okay. Actually, blowing the canister up in the room would probably hurt.
Well, they're not. Well, you don't think they're explosive or anything. At
I
least
know,
maybe.
but that's just pressurized, is what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
I mean, it'll be really disorienting, but it might hurt. I mean, if it explodes and you get some metal in you, but
Alright, well, can Key just... Well, I guess I'd have to take the vent cover off first. Or could I, in one motion, kind of chuck it into the room and take the cover off? I want to shoot it when it's in there, like shoot the cap off or something.
yeah, sure.
Cool. What check should I make?
We've done this in the past for like
Well,
shooting
it's-
small objects.
It's certainly a called
Is it just
shot
a called
thing.
shot then?
Yeah,
Like called shot at short aim? Or short range?
yeah, sure. I mean, you're basically just throwing your own sort of clay pigeon, so you might as well.
Okay. Since it's not actual combat time, could I aim too?
Normally I'd say maybe, but if you're like taking off the vent at the same time, I don't know if you'd have.
That's fine. I just wanted it for my true aim, but that works with called shot.
Yeah.
So that means that we are here. Okay. So go.
Oh,
Really?
no.
Ah,
Wow.
there we
Natural
go.
marksman.
Oh,
I
okay.
did natural
Ooh.
marksman.
This dice roller will is way
How
more
in the
advantages
world?
than the other one.
Oh my god, that was fucking okay then.
So with all those advantages, could I have hit it just right so Sheila got swamped with the pheromones?
Yeah, he like tosses it down, hits it, and it just barely like snaps off the end, so it starts like spinning on the floor and shoots up this big cloud that kind of, it's like this weird, off yellow, off greenish color. It's really nasty looking, but she's very surprised, and Slick doesn't look surprised. He looks, conked out as usual.
Totally just chill.
Yeah,
Okay. I
you kind of
actually
put up this
forgot,
little smoke screen almost.
and I don't have the book with me. What checks does the pheromone actually help with?
It's usually just any social check.
So can it be coercion?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna go down and coerce her then.
Right.
So, after a bit of the spinning and the panic, I guess, Key's gonna hop down. Did you want to say something?
I'm just gonna give you the difficulty, but you can go ahead.
Oh, give me the difficulty first then. That
Okay.
sounds fun.
So coercion against discipline. Oh man, 2 ranks and nobody's full. It's gonna be 4 red, 1 purple.
Okay, that's
I
awesome.
believe in you.
Alright. I will use Intimidate to drop it once. So 2 purple, 3 red. That's still hard. Okay. And Key's basically just gonna say, look, you're all alone. Even if you called someone, I can guarantee that I could get a shot off before anyone showed up. So, hand him over and I'll be on my way. Good?
Yeah, go for it.
And... Oh, wait, actually, what... Did the pheromones give a boost?
Oh yeah, I forgot. You can take it because you like put them in there. And usually she's immune to a lot of the stuff, but the stuff you have is like concentrated pheromone, and it's also like it's not been infused with any kind of chemical. So also it doesn't have an effect. You can have like 3 boosts from it because you just sprayed a concentrated dose right into your face.
I will flip too, because I don't have a great willpower. And go.
Holy
Oh
shit!
man.
Okay, those two despairs are now
Oh,
single
I
threats.
hate you so much because this would have been so fun. All right,
No.
do whatever you want.
So now it's a single success and a triumph, and I can actually turn that double failure on the purple into a blank. So I'm at 3 successes, a triumph, and that's it.
Okay. Uh,
Double the stairs.
She-
Oh yeah.
takes a moment to reel from the chemical acting on her and raises her arms and shakes her head and says, "Okay, fine. If you want him so badly, go ahead. Plan B is already underway. I'll have what I want, and that's all. And that's that."
You want to tell me what Plan B is before I go?
Hmm. You did triumph.
At that point, I could raise my gun at her.
Let's just say, even with Slick there, the race will be ruined, and that's all I want.
Fair enough. We're gonna take Slick and go before people actually do show up.
Okay. Yeah, you can get out.
Since he's all compliant and everything. Okay.
Well,
yes.
Don't you still have the antidote anyway?
Yeah, you have the neutralizer.
Yeah, I'm fine with him being compliant for now, though. So jump back to the other guys, I guess?
What are they doing? If I wanted to get in the other team's garage.
Yeah, I gotta sabotage the Swoop bikes or something.
Could this
Okay.
be a time for unmatched expertise?
Yeah, I think it's time to. It's totally worth using that right now.
All right. You just see a garage full of various species. There's a couple of Dougs in there working, and that's what you see. Do whatever you want.
All right. Couple of Dougs.
And maybe
I will,
Key comlinks us.
Oh yeah, he can do whatever he wants in that regard. Oh, he will in a bit.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'll try and find the head mechanic looking guy.
Yep. We see a Doug walking around in his little hand legs with a clipboard in his other legs.
All right. I'm gonna go up to him and say, I'm gonna flip unmatched expertise now. I'll just do that and say, "Hello there, you big fella, you. So this is
What?
You faded out there, Kyle.
Oh, sorry. Where was I? Man, I totally lost my character. I totally lost my. I just had a.
You just said hello.
Yeah, I'll just say. I say hi. Yeah, mind if I get a. What was this is Toga's team? Can I get a quick tour? And I'll bat my eyelashes and look all cute.
All right. Give me a charm check. I'll say it's
Oh gosh. Oh, I didn't mean to make that happen.
two red, let's say.
Too bad. There's after the decrease from unmatched expertise.
Oh, yeah, with the flip, yeah, because it would have added a purple. So.
Yes.
Well, haven't you gotten to the point where you can take off 2 purples?
Oh.
I do take off 2 purples.
Oh yeah, and then yeah. Then it'll be down to 1 red, right? Because it doesn't
Yeah,
take
then-
off a red. Okay.
Well, the way we decrease difficulty then upgrade. So if it was going to be hard, it would be 1 purple. Then the upgrades are. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It's weird. Anyway, yeah, I guess that would make it 1 red, 1 purple then.
Okay, yeah. Then I will. Charm. Right. Let me make sure I don't have anything cool. I know I get to reroll it just in case I really flub it. Let me make sure everything cool. Make sure I got the. I don't think I increased it. Yeah, no. Okay, let's see what happens. Bam. Oh yeah, I'll take that there. So yeah, I think he totally wants to show me around right now. Totally.
Maybe he really wants to show off the Swoop in this cool new.
Oh yeah, he wants to show off Topa's personal Swoop and how he's custom modified it, and even give me some pointers on how he did it.
All right, yeah, sure.
Can I reach that? And,
Yeah, he takes you on a little tour around, shows you some cuts of the engine, opens it up for you, and gives you a look inside.
All right. All right, and then while he's doing that, I'll ask him. Do you have a? Does it look like there's anything nearby for him to write on or anything like that? Because I want to ask him for his signature, but I want to, kind of like I want to get like his autograph. But if there's nothing close by he can sign, then he'll have to leave.
Who? The mechanic?
Yeah, the head mechanic. The mechanics are the real winners.
I said he had a clipboard on him. Well, like the datapad clipboard. So I don't know how autographs work in this, but I guess you would have to find some actual paper if you wanted something like that.
Or at least some way to print it off, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll try that and see if it has to make him. I want him to basically make him have to wander off for a few minutes, and I don't know. I'm not sure the word. That's how I would do it myself. But let's see.
Yeah, I mean, he'll go off if you ask him for something like that. He'll be like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
that. Yeah, that sounds good. Good. Then I want to I want to set. I don't want to kill the guy. I want to make his. I want it to be that after like the first leg of the race, like after his first check, his performance degrades. So it'll upgrade the difficulty of all his checks just after the first leg of the race.
Mm.
That's what I want to do. So I guess mechanical-wise, I want to kind of start. I want to tweak his torque. Yeah.
Okay.
Terminology.
You want to make his motivator bad?
Yeah, well, I can't quite do that. I'm not as cool.
Well, I know, but
Yes,
in
I
your
know.
own mechanical context.
Exactly.
Sure. Give me a hard mechanics.
All right, I can do that. I think.
I'll upgrade it once. There you go.
I will. All right, so I got my one red. I'm gonna upgrade it back, so I can have a yellow. Can I get a boost? Because he said it. We say he gave me like some insight on how he did it. Made it so good.
Sure. That's in the last roll. I'll also give you a setback because there are other mechanics around working, and you kind of have to do a little more secretively.
No, sounds good. Sounds good. Okay, let me make sure. It's good. Mechanics. Yeah, just 3 green. I flipped so I can use yellow. Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. Yeah. Managed
There
to
you
loosen it up nicely enough that it'll probably knock loose after a little bit of use, and it looks innocuous enough that it'll probably pass inspection. At least at this point.
Sounds good. I'd also I'm trying to think. What else do I have? I need to check my inventory for a second. What am I carrying on me? Stim pack, breathing mags. Nothing cool. Oh, hey, some synthetic standard neuroparalytic. Hey, can I set I want to. I don't think I have the time, but I'd want to set up some kind of like spring-loaded mechanism. So when he sits on it, eventually, let's say after a good jostle or something, he'd get poked with the. You know what? No, let's not do that. This is enough tampering. I will just get the guy's autograph. I will thank him, and then I will leave.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So Key said after a little bit of heading toward to the group, he would calm them in about stuff.
I'd also then actually like to go place a huge bet on Slick's team.
Okay.
We'll say I have 6,000 credits. I'll put 4,000. I'll put all 6,000 down.
Oh man. All right. So what's going on? He's telling everyone about what he heard as he heads over.
I mean, in case you guys wanted to know.
Okay,
Yep.
so we'll just assume that he just tells us everything over the comm link, and then we can just.
I mean,
relay
he
that
wasn't
to the
told
event.
much, but yeah, he will say he has the guy too.
Yeah, he's told about Plan
Okay.
B. He saw some of the guards moving off in trucks with crates, and that's about it.
And you know, even before he gives that information, I'm going to respond to the event coordinator and say, "Look, do you really think that she would just stop at doing something that, hurts one team? Of course she's got something else up her sleeve." And then all of a sudden, like fate, he calls, and I'm like, "Wait, actually." And so I fill the guy in. And so we're thinking
Well,
that she's planting bombs or something in the shafts, or
sorry, were you asking him that, or are you asking like out of character?
I'm asking Key that, but that's what I'm thinking, right? Because that would screw up the race.
Sorry, what'd you ask then?
Did it look like she had bombs that were being placed, or the packages? Could you tell?
That's a good question. Could I tell?
Um,
I mean, I figured they were kind of just ambiguous crates,
no, they're just like crates. There's nothing too telling about them.
but it could have been bombs.
Could have been anything. Could have been a cake.
Yeah, so no real way of telling.
I'm going to tell the guy I think that she's going to place bombs in the shaft.
In fact,
But
that's what your friend just told you, huh?
that would
Yes,
certainly
that's
ruin
exactly
things.
what I've just been told. I'm totally lying. I was just told she's placing bombs within the shafts.
I would definitely mess with things, and probably ruin my reputation and have me killed. So, thank you for that. I really have a lot to think about now. And unless you propose you can help me, I need to speak with some mercenaries about getting this fixed.
Oh, we can definitely help out with that.
You are speaking with mercenaries.
Exactly. Funny enough, yes, that's what we are.
Well, if you don't mind working on such short notice, I would appreciate it.
Sounds good to me. 50% up front.
Oh, right. Is it just Ragesh talking to him then? Is he? Do you tell him how many you have on you, or is he you just talking about yourself?
Oh, I mean, he saw me arrive with Fi and Jokin. So I say, well, you've seen some of my team, of course. Actually, yeah, I'll just go ahead and tell him, we've got 6 members total and become highly regarded or highly recommended.
Yo, what's happened to Boj and all this?
I wasn't sure. I had said he was going to stay at the brothel, but I don't think anyone heard me, and so I just didn't worry about it. So
Oh,
I
yeah, I
guess he
didn't.
followed people to the track.
Oh yeah, I thought I assumed you went with him to the track because
So I
Key
guess
stayed behind.
he's around.
Yeah. Um. So you fine, 50% up front. If you get it then now, that's fine with me. I guess I'll hand over like 3,000.
Sweet.
Alright, I was taking a bail. I mean, what?
All right. So because Key saw the trucks move off, he kind of has the general idea of where they're going, and you know where the mine shafts are. So you
Yeah,
probably get an idea of what's
let's
happening
ambush
there.
these trucks.
Can Jokin take the swoop on a test drive to get a feel for the swoop and the track, like a practice lap or two?
Yeah, sure.
Let it be so then.
All right. Uh, so when you guys get to where you think they're headed, you just see the truck sort of parked outside. It looks like they kicked into gear already, and they moved out down into the shafts, at least a little way. So
Should we maybe wait for them to leave and then see what they did?
Might be too late.
True, but it seems like if she wants to spoil the race, it'd be something she would do either right before or during.
Well, her plan was that, the guys don't know right now, at this very moment, that we know that they're placing things inside the shaft. So, they're still going according to her plan, and it might be difficult to find all of them that they've placed before the race. So I think that we should go in there now and take these guys out.
I'm nothing against that. Just wanted to point out something else we could do.
I mean, actually, you do have a point. I mean, if they don't know that we know, we might be able to get in and disarm them all. But we'd be on quite the time crunch, I'm sure. And remember, we're risking poor Jokin's life at our failure, and my 6,000
Yeah.
credits. But mostly Jokin. Yeah, mostly.
Well, since Key was watching them, do we know how many guards we can expect?
Key saw probably about like 5 or 6 heading out, like 3 to each truck. So let's say 6.
And they're all like Clatoonians?
Mainly, yeah. There's like an Oculus or 2 in there, just common thug races.
Might be a tough fight.
Sounds speciest. But yeah,
Why
you
don't
know
we
what?
just shoot a crate?
We can
Or are
set.
they already there?
No, we can.
Well, if we shoot a crate, we'll just cause a premature detonation and ruin the race
Do they have-
beforehand.
Do
Well,
they have
that's what I was
anyone?
asking if we were already there.
Do they have anyone guarding the trucks?
It looks like there's one guy like sitting in the driver's seat of one of them, just kind of waiting.
All right. Well, then let's. Key, look and see if they left any big booms back in those trucks. Maybe we have a set them when they get back in the trucks. They just kaboom.
Why don't we just cut their brakes?
Is that even
Because
a
a
thing?
kaboom is much more effective and fun.
But wouldn't that cause the bad boom too?
No. I mean, it's a possibility that there could be kind of a cascade, but it's not. Come on, just trust me. It's me, Key. When have I ever led you astray?
I think it's far more tempting for us just to mess with the trucks in a way where if they retreat, they end up killing themselves. It's a lot less conspicuous.
I mean, yeah, we could try the brakes thing. Key's confident in his mechanic skills.
Oh, I suppose the Vulcan has a good point. The less chance of killing us, at least.
Or
Probably.
skullduggery. That works too.
Well, is there only one entrance to the mine that they appear to be using?
Yeah, they just parked outside one of the shafts.
Okay, well then if we go in after them, we'll be cutting off their only source of retreat. So really doing anything with these speeders would just be a waste of time. Because then they would have to get through us, and if they got through us, well then that's already gets up as it is. Although, now that I think about it, they might be a lot less willing to detonate the mines if they were trapped inside.
You know, if we were able to sneak up to him, we could always try to disarm the mines.
Well, we could do that when we wait for them to leave. We'd just be more pressed for time.
Right.
And I have to admit, I would want to do it in such a way that that bitch's face is twisted in such an odd sense of surprise when she sees her plan didn't work.
That's actually a
If we
good
kill
one.
these-
I like that.
And if we kill these guys, then she'll know that everything went wrong.
Well, she knows that Key knows though, so she probably is already
True,
assuming
but
that.
what's she gonna think the Togruta kid's gonna do? Especially since he already has Slick out, which appeared to be his only objective.
Jessa doesn't necessarily know that you guys are connected. Because
Exactly.
Key kind of came in afterward.
Yeah, I'd say we let them leave and then quickly rush through the facility to see if maybe there's a way we can disable the mines, maybe even somehow jam a remote activation.
All right, let's do it.
All right, so you're gonna wait until they leave?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's about 20 minutes to a half hour. You see the other 5 come out carrying a pair of crates that are now empty, and they load them into the back of each of the trucks, and they head off again.
Could we do a perception to see if we can guess how many would actually be in there, especially if we have knowledge of explosives?
Sure. Just give me an average perception.
Is it the same encounter?
For no reason. Probably not. No.
No, it's all good. Here goes nothing. Hey, nothing.
It looks like There were probably about 4 fairly large bombs in the crates.
Oh, looks like we got 4 big booms to put out.
Well, that actually sounds quite doable.
All right. So if you guys head down into the shafts, it's most of this is like old decommissioned stuff. So a lot of it isn't like actively working, so to say. There's still like emergency lights, but it's not. None of the machinery is still pumping or anything like that, other than like basic ventilation. And as you head down, you find that it's like a small shaft that sort of shadows the edge of one of the large mine shafts that the races can be held through. And there are even like some sort of port windows with walls built in that you can look in and see the racetrack area, essentially. And as you head along, you find a few of like parts where it opens up on the side, and it sort of opens into the same area where the large shaft is, and it's kind of plateaued out, and there are some sort of like stone supports going up and down from the ceiling to the floor, and then some like other metal supports that are sort of bracing them as well. And it looks like they tucked a bomb under each of some of the metal support areas.
All right, well let's get to disarming, huh? I probably should have saved that unmatched expertise for right now.
Well, maybe Balkan can be fast enough that he can take care of all of them.
Well,
Yeah. If you look, it looks like there isn't really a discernible timer. They do look like they're set up on some kind of remote activation, but so there's no telling when they're going to go off, if they go off. But yeah, you can tell that they're remotely hooked into something.
Oh.
What if it's just like some crazy light show?
It's probably not.
That
They're
wouldn't
definitely-
win the race now, would it?
They're definitely mining explosives.
I know, I'm just being a jackass. All right, well,
Well,
I will
actually,
immediately charge up and start trying to disarm one. Well, I should actually make sure it's not a, what's the word, motion, no proximity.
you know, if it's a remote activation, all we really need is a comm jammer.
I have an encryptor, not a jammer.
I could procure a small one. It wouldn't be able to jam planet-wide communications, but it could jam it in this mine. Would I be able to know if that would be enough to stop it?
Yeah. If Balkan knows that he's used it on other things, so it should probably work on this too.
All right, yeah.
They're not
then-
special detonators or anything. They're just your regular wireless remote detonators.
Actually, you know what? Let me just.
How about we do both, set the
Yeah,
jammer and disarm just in case.
Fail, we can use the comm jammer, but we could try physical deactivation first, disarming first. That'll be our fallback plan. 'Cause, yeah, he can get one, but if she has anyone with good computers, she might be able to pierce the jamming.
Or they could always just come back and detonate it a little later, right?
Well, they would have to be in the tunnel when they went off then, right when the racers were going by.
Man, for the right motivation, you'd be surprised what people would do.
And plus, she wouldn't know if it wasn't working until it, didn't work. And by then, she'd come back and, well, the race is over, so there's no point in blowing them up anyway.
Yeah, well, at that point, it would just be a revenge thing. Like, there goes your track.
On who? I ruined your racetrack. Ha ha!
I feel like that's a pretty significant thing, actually.
They could just plan a new race course. She collapsed one tunnel out of a network that's used for a race once every year at least, so they could easily draw up a new race course by the time this thing came around again. A lot
You
less
are
of a revenge
absolutely
than
right.
killing the
Let's see
racers.
about the mines.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be we'll be disarming these bombs now.
Okay. To disarm one, it'll just be hard mechanics, skullduggery, computers, or whatever.
So what if she wanted to
Upgrade.
recover one?
If you want to recover one, it would be daunting.
I think it could probably be upgraded without a flip, just because of the inherent risk.
Yeah.
Not that I'm just saying.
I mean,
Quiet
that
you.
would
I would
not
say-
plan anyway.
I would totally say opposed, by their skullduggery or no mechanics. But I just
So
want to carry.
while Fi's working meticulously on recovering one, Balkan will go to the other ones. Or not. I guess Key's got one.
You
He's
got
got
one.
skullduggery.
Okay. I'll try one as well.
What was the difficulty again? One upgraded.
It's hard
Hard
with
upgrade.
one natural upgrade.
All right, cool.
Hard one,
I'll flip for you, Fi.
Well, no one's looking. She's gonna try and recover one.
Well, you apparently have the GM fiat of flipping one for all group rolls.
No,
Well, I don't want to do that.
Ah.
You can't recover it, but it doesn't go off.
All right. Also, the advantage is actually to disarm it. Sounds good.
Yeah, sure.
I broke it when I was trying to. I broke it. Not good enough. I still want to carry it with me. I'll take it.
Okay.
That still leaves. Yep, and there we go.
All right. Yeah, you can disarm them all pretty easily. It looks like they were just kind of following the instructions in the book when they're arming them. They didn't set up any elaborate timers or anything like that. They didn't really expect anyone to know that they were coming down here. They didn't expect their own boss to kind of give away the plan.
Well, she didn't really give up that much. It was more of key sneakiness.
Yeah. Yeah. Took care of the bombs. Good. The mine shaft is safe.
All right, now let's go watch Joking win me credits.
Yeah. So if you head back to the coordinator, you show him you recovered disarmed bomb. He, like before, doesn't seem surprised, but he is surprised, but he doesn't seem like he didn't think that was out of the question or anything. He was like, well, at least I'm glad we caught it. And he gives you the other half, your other 3,000. Yeah, and then so the night kind of passes. Everyone gets a good night's rest, unless anyone has anything else they want to do before the race tomorrow. But then tomorrow comes and the race is on.
Balkan is going to sweet dreams of this happening to Sweeta's brothel.
Yeah, actually, sometime in the morning, Ragesh gets a reply from Minilad, who does not seem pleased. And he assures him that she will be reminded of the importance of sticking with your clan and not striking out on your own.
You could say things are about to get sour for Sweeta.
Yes.
Oh, God.
She might get chicken.
But as for the race, there's only 4 people competing because it's just a qualifier. It's like a small qualifier to decide on a slot. There's Toga, Jokin, and a couple other guys. And yeah, the course is a fairly large, expansive kind of mineshaft type deal, like you guys saw already. There are some minor obstacles and things like that, but it's not a death race or anything. Nothing like you've heard about some of the bigger races.
Minor with an O or an E?
It's a decommissioned shaft, so there won't be any miners in the way.
It's a minor.
Haha. Let's see, though. Do we want to resolve the whole race in one roll?
Oh, that's no fun at all.
Okay. We'll go lap by lap.
It's totally worth it.
Dice roll, the end.
We'll
Don't
save
forget, I totally.
Three laps.
Besides, I said after the first roll, I want his rig to start falling apart.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Let's say 3 laps then. Base difficulty will be hard with a natural upgrade. And because of the extremely difficult terrain, there will be a natural 3 setbacks. And I know you have a lot of skilled jockeys, so that's just there to be there. And then you have your swoop, which is, let's see, selects is speed 5. And because you modified the handling, it's +3 now.
Nice.
So keep that in mind. Yeah. So you can make that roll whenever you want. I'll flip it for you.
Question, real quick. So Slick isn't racing, right?
No. With Jokin already in the seat, and him still sort of recovering, like he's not obviously under the influence anymore, but he's still a little woozy. I mean, you could give up the slot for him if you want, but if Jokin's set on racing, he can race.
Well, I just mean we got a slot for
Better
ourselves too,
race.
didn't we?
Uh,
Or was he unable to get one?
Well,
Actually,
we could
yeah.
get a backup, but the problem is we did all of the souping up on Slick's.
Yeah, no, I think
That's-
Slick is, remember he's coming off like a 3-day bender. Like,
Well,
That's
maybe
true.
Key can do the other swoop.
Well, no, yeah, I was just gonna say
Oh.
if it's
Yeah,
Key wants to.
Yeah, so the manager was originally gonna renege on the deal because you didn't get Slick back, but then Key got Slick back. So I guess he
Hey,
gives you your
hey.
slot.
Hey, Key. I didn't know you were gonna race. I bet it all on joking. Don't make sure
So,
you win. Okay? Make
so-
sure he wins.
The one Key has is a similar model to the one that Slick usually uses, but because it's not modded, it only has the +1 handling.
Okay. So just one boost.
Yes. Oh,
That is a
Three
mind-blowing
step
number of blank dice.
that is an incredible number of blank boosts.
So
Oh, come
three
on,
step
joking.
hard
This is my
upgraded
success
twice.
credits. This is my new super leg you're toying with right here.
What do you think, Riz?
I said 3 setbacks, hard, upgraded twice.
Upgraded once, but yeah, sure, upgraded twice.
Oh.
I'll flip,
Okay.
and I'll roll for.
Well, I got advantages at least.
It's technically better than Jokin's.
Yeah?
Actually, it depends on how you count failures. If you count multiple failure symbols is worse.
Usually you don't count multiples. Usually.
I'd say it matters in this kind of racing format, but
Sometimes.
I'd still say
Let's see, where is Tokas? Number 2. There it is.
Wait, can I increase the difficulty? Because I'm doing it.
Yeah, you absolutely can. We'll go with that.
I need him to despair out.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh, he despaired out? Or despaired?
so Toga does pull way ahead in the first lap, but Fi's tampering seems to be a little bit more than she expected. As soon as he crosses the first line after the first lap, his swoop just kind of like doesn't disintegrate, but it just sort of putters out and starts falling apart. One of the engine parts just like goes loose. You see like this connector ring in the back where the thrust is just fly out, and then the swoop all at once just kind of like flop and hits the ground.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm so happy. I
Oh.
was literally laughing very loud right there.
I want to try something real quick.
Yeah.
For the next lap. Jokin, what's your discipline?
Discipline.
So you're
2
gonna be
green.
into joking.
2 green. Okay. This is what I'm going to do, but it's actually going to be helpful. I'm going to do a deception check from Ragesh against you. And he is going to say, as he sees your performance on the first lap, he's going to just say, look, I hate to break this to you, Jokin, but my grandmother really can drive better than this. And hopefully that will encourage him to do better. He'll be like, fuck you, Ragesh.
Isn't she dead?
Grandmother, not mother.
Oh. You mean she
Joke's
did?
parents are dead.
But I'm still lying anyway, so, you know.
All right.
He said it was just too purple, so. Yes.
Wait, by the way, since Key got a slot, is like Balkan being his one-man pit crew right now?
Yes, he is.
All right.
Wait, when did I get roped? I put all my effort into the one Jokins racing.
If I wear a full like a covering helmet, I'll be your mechanic. What could possibly go wrong? But I have to stay hidden because
Worked on the other guy's bike.
Oh, so Ben, I was wondering, with that many successes, can I actually give Jokin an upgrade, but then the threat is a setback? So an upgrade and a setback.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
All right, next lap. I guess like this is essentially testing for like the actual race here. So what do you guys think about same roll, or should we make it harder or make it easier for like more successes, stuff like that? Nothing's really changing with the course right now.
Right, if the course is the same, it shouldn't really change the difficulty.
Maybe it would be easier because you've gone through it once.
Well, I would give boost for that, if anything, but I would assume that people have practiced enough that one extra lap is not going to, make them realize how to do it or anything.
Mm-hmm. All right, yeah. So let's just go with the same one for this then, and I'll again upgrade for each of you. Oh, whoops. I'll fix that. There you go.
So is there other racers other than Topa who we've taken out just through pure happenstance?
No, the other two are still up.
Nice.
Oh man. Oh wait, he's dead. Never mind. What am I doing? No, he's not dead. He's just out of the race.
So now this
Actually,
is purely an inter. Oh
I'll keep
dear.
that. I'll keep that roll as like the other two, maybe, just to get an idea of if anyone pulls ahead of you.
Yeah, that sounds good. Remember, Kay, that Joe can win.
Yeah. So Jokin does pull quite a bit ahead of
But,
Key, especially with the Sorry, what?
Well, actually, I bet on Team Splice or whatever, right? So
Like, yeah.
yeah, Slick, Splice, same thing.
Splice. All right.
But are we our own team?
Basically, yeah. You're just like some kind of
Yes,
unknown team.
then lose Key, lose hard.
So I
Same
guess.
thing for the last lap.
Yeah, one more roll.
And he still has the same boost that I gave him, right?
Yeah. Sure.
Awesome.
Oh,
Oh
god.
no!
Oh man. I need to like think about this real quick. Because I feel like the status of the race shouldn't reset with every lap. Like it shouldn't be just the last lap that matters.
Right.
Right.
Joking got a lot of success on the second one.
Maybe pool it all together into one giant result.
Yeah.
But like add
but-
up successes in the end.
Yeah, but
Yeah, like take the result of all the rolls and then see what that turns into in the end, and then maybe add some extra threat or failures to be. That makes it a bit too complicated.
well, I would say Denver rolled for the basically the unnamed NPC, the extra swoop driver people. So you might have to do one more roll for them maybe, and then see how it all pans out.
Yeah, but yeah,
Zero.
just add them all and let's see the net.
Hmm.
Yeah, in fact, since it seems like we're nearing the end, a bad motivator on one of those extra racers.
Right. Okay, yeah.
Let's have it on the repulsor lift so they just they ride right into the ground. Stop.
I think adding everything in, Jokin has the most net successes.
Yeah, so we'll say that after Jokin's huge lead in lap 2, he gets a little bit overconfident, and Key actually sort of musters up some serious driving skills and managed to gain on him quite a bit. And
Oh, and
it's pretty
actually,
impressive, but
I realized I could have done. I could have co-piloted for myself to lower, to reduce, or downgrade the difficulty every single round.
God, I don't even know is that
We
possible?
can do that.
I didn't even know that was possible.
I'm a master pilot. I can once per round. Oh, that's only on a starship. Damn planet stuff. I need
Regardless,
It just would make a lot of sense if you kind of course correct for your own swoop bike.
Just hear him
Regardless,
yelling at
he-
himself.
Yeah.
Key nearly makes it up onto up like abreast of Jokin just as he crosses the finish line, and is a extremely close second.
Okay, I'll take it.
Good job.
Also, what about prize money for winning? Don't forget about prize money, not just the bets.
It goes to
Whoa.
the team.
It does go to the team.
Sorry, I
All right.
lost the last bit. What you said, James?
Oh, I was saying I get that the team wins the money, but Jokin won the race for the team. He needs to get cut in on the action.
That's
Oh,
why
yeah,
we
that
do
makes
like
sense,
with the
yeah.
manager.
Freelance fee.
Yeah, let's negotiate with the manager.
All right. Yeah, you can negotiate with him again. Same as before. It'll be 3 red with 1 purple. Because of flip. Yeah.
Who should do the talking?
Bush.
Oh no, I wonder who.
All right. Do we have anything we're starting with, or am I throwing out the first number?
You can throw out the first number if you want. Sure.
Well, actually, it may help if we knew what the prize money ultimately was.
I mean, 'cause
Oh.
it's just a cut of that.
Yeah. So for the whole team, it's about 30,000.
What did Key get for second place?
Nothing.
Significantly less. You got about
Notoriety!
8,000 for the team.
If you're not first, you're last.
Aw, thanks, Jokin.
I would say that Jokin should argue for Say a quarter of that at least.
Easily a quarter. I would like to leave with a quarter, so if we started higher and worked down.
I don't know. Boj might try and negotiate him down from that. Um, is this also including our whatever we're gonna get paid for rescuing Slick?
I'm going to say that would have been part of this. At least that's what he's going to try to say.
Oh, we should get an upgrade because we did save Slick. We saved his race. We saved a bunch. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet.
All right, sure. And I'm gonna flip. So
And not
Why
only
not?
that, but let's say that Key gives 2 boosts because he made the race extra exciting with that close finish.
And being 14 years old.
all right, I'll try this. I'm gonna double or nothing it. So let's see how this goes.
I believe in you.
All right.
6 and 2, not too bad.
6 and 4 technically with the jacket.
So
But
you're
wait,
aiming for...
Can't you be incredibly fortunate right now?
Good.
Sorry.
Well, what are we talking? Are we talking second chances or unmatched fortune?
Oh yeah, let me roll second chances real quick.
Because you have a few blanks there, yeah.
Yeah, so let me roll those 2. Oh,
What? You need to take
sorry,
off
ignore the
reds.
red. So it's 2 more successes. So that's 5 total successes. So that's 10 successes, 4 advantages.
Only 10 successes? Come on, Boj.
Yeah, well.
All right. So you were aiming for a quarter of it?
No, that was
Originally?
just what Jokin wanted of. Or was that what you wanted out of the whole pot, or what were you going for?
Well,
And
yeah, I
that
mean,
was
the whole
like-
thing's going for the team, so we're trying to get 25% cut for Jokin.
Yeah, the
But-
target, like my worst case was like wanting 25. We would have obviously started higher,
Oh, okay, so it started a
Anticipating-
third then?
easily a third, yeah, and negotiated down. But since we he's so impressed with us, we didn't even really need to concede anything.
Cool. So then 10K then, right?
Yeah, sure. We'll say he goes with that. He says, rescuing my guy, whatever. Go ahead. We got our spot. That's all we wanted.
So does this count as a payment for rescuing Slick?
Basically, yeah.
Do you
That's
want to
fine.
call it 40% at 12K because that rounds easily into 6 people?
Sure.
Otherwise, it's like 1766 or whatever.
Oh, maybe he
16.
feels even like we said 33, but he's like, you guys did great. So he bumps it up himself.
Yeah, sure.
I
Just doesn't
also
want to have to deal
provided
with
free
problematic.
modifications to their bike, which they'll keep using. So
Exactly.
That
Yeah.
is
for
true.
justification.
That is very true.
If only someone could thank the mechanic that failed to fix Tulpa's bike.
If only we know who that
If
was.
only.
We'll never know.
So yeah, I guess that's your payment. That's all. That's good.
Oh, Kyle just asked a question. Is this close to HUD space?
Close, yes, but not directly in it.
No, that's perfect because I'm going to use it to start my mission tomorrow. It was just a side thought.
Nice.
Yeah. So as far as XP goes, base 15.
We negotiate for higher.
+1 for
7 red die.
disarming the mines. +1 for actually getting Slick back. So that's 17.
Oh,
Race.
do we get anything for calling down the wrath of Vermalik on Sweda? Do we get a little aside about what happens to her?
Oh, yeah. After this, you guys do hear about from Menelot. He tells you about what they found after they went to go brutally shut her down. She was basically blackmailing a bunch of Ziltrons and Faline into like working for her, and then bonding them into like contracts, and then harvesting them for their pheromones, which she was then like selling as chemical products, basically. If she was trying to start a business and selling them off as like chemical products. And that was all shut down because, yeah. And so yeah, she's not in business anymore, and likely will not have a nice future.
I want her ear. What little stumpy one she has.
So yeah, with that, we'll say that's up to 18. Anything else?
We won the race, is what I was saying.
We won first and second in the race.
You're right.
Yeah.
I guess I'll just stop it at 19 then, because that seems good.
It does seem good.
What about the old merp?
Merp.
And, if you did want to add one more just for funsies, it would have to be Fi sabotaging the guy's bike. and then it falling apart. That was the best part. I lost it there. I was really crying,
And
laughing.
it was right on the off chance you upgraded it for him too.
Yeah.
I would say my vote for Merp/MVP is split between Jokin and Key.
Yeah, I'd say. In fact, I'd say Key. Split between
Yeah, his
Joker and Key.
curiosity did end up saving the race eventually. Because if he hadn't stuck around,
Yeah, I'd go Key.
mines would have just blown up and all the
that's a
races
good
would have
point.
died. And you wouldn't know.
Yeah, Key
On
then.
a side note, how much did I make on my 6,000 credit bet on Jokin?
Oh, I forgot about that.
I had
man.
not.
What do you guys think?
I would have said if they were the favorite team, right? So the odds wouldn't have been 1 to 1,
Yeah.
probably more like 1 to 1.5, or
Yeah, like
1 to a half. So
3 to 2. So you'd walk
So I
away with
would've-
more.
I
So
would
maybe-
have came out with probably 3,000 credits.
Yeah, I was gonna say 9,000 payout,
Fine with me.
Yeah,
3K profit.
That is absolutely fine with me.
good job.
So yeah, that rounds everything out.
Would
Uh,
Jokin, as part of an obligation thing, Jokin, part of his family obligation is wanting to, kind of go out and prove himself. And would
Yeah.
this be able to mitigate some of that? Because
I'd
this is a pretty
absolutely
big
say so.
accomplishment.
He's kind of proven in front of a lot of people that he's a good pilot.
Always
like-
bet on your teammates.
Except when you want them to lose.
So do you want to do like a 1D3 or something for it, or just
I say just take 2. Does that sound fine?
sure?
I usually don't like doing the D whatevers. I feel like it's better to just quantify it. Alright, yeah.
Oh, also too, would it be possible for Ragesh to do a perception check because of that bounty obligation that happened, and maybe if he noticed somebody looking at him oddly, he would have changed out of his Pantoran disguise, possibly lowering that obligation.
Sure. Give me What do you guys think? It should be kind of hard, right? Because he's kind of occupied most of the time, or would he have been on the lookout?
Can I actually make it daunting just to make it, because I really want to have that go down.
Yeah, that's what I was aiming for anyway.
Okay,
So,
cool.
sure.
So daunting perception check, and I will upgrade that. And let's see, what other boost can I get? Can I say that I get unskilled assistance from Key because he's a bro and they both incurred that obligation together, so they would have their backs on stuff like this. So he would say like,
yeah.
"Hey, Ragesh, I think that guy, it's a bounty hunter."
Yeah, I think that's a good way to spin that.
Okay. And also, Key's always on the lookout for bounty hunters anyway. So okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here goes. This better work. No.
Question then. Because Key was nearby enough to offer assistance, is he nearby enough to offer unmatched fortune?
Oh.
Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, that's kind of how you guys played it out. So I guess.
I was more just making sure, like, is that okay? Because this is obligation material, so.
Well, I mean, you saved it to the very end of the match.
That's true.
I mean, and there were plenty of opportunities for you to use it otherwise.
Yeah,
So
it's still technically part of the session.
Here's the
He's thinking
last
kind of
one.
retroactively, so it's still part of what was happening. So
Yay.
Ragesh passes.
Okay.
You know, now that I think about it, this is just me waxing philosophical, but since they were racing together, could Key have changed Jokin's roles to actually make him fail worse?
He
I
could
don't
have,
know.
yes.
I guess he could have.
Well,
No,
he
he
can
could
short
have
range.
made.
Well,
He could have given Jokin despairs.
Isn't it only to short range, though?
Medium.
You have to pull up real close.
Well, you said we were like hugging at one point.
But
Well,
only at
this
the
is,
very end.
well, this was mainly more of a thought experiment regarding changing an ally's result to actually fail worse than to help.
The ally has to accept it, I think.
Ah,
Oh, do they? I don't remember.
interesting
Oh.
caveat.
I
Probably
think.
too.
Interesting. But yeah, I mean,
That
if you
makes
haven't shut the recording off, I think we're good at this point.
Oh, okay.
As far as
Yep.
things we need to cover, unless anyone else has any obligation or duty stuff.
Oh,
I'd
so
love
how much
to have a
obligation
season.
do I get to wipe?
What was yours? This was only like 2, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. Do you think that's enough to make it go away completely, or? Because it's that, or just cut it by 1.
Well, I did get a triumph on it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with you just cutting it off.
Okay, yeah. I'll cut it out. What I'll do is I'm kind of partial to these Pantoran disguises, but I'll just look like a different Pantoran. All right, cool. And with that, I will cut the recording. Thanks for jamming. This was fun.
Yeah, I just meant for it to be like a simple midweek thing. I didn't know. I just kind of like was one night. I was like, fuck it, let's make a mission for no reason.